head of stories. And he said, "Hey, what do you think about the offer sheet for Joe Sakic for $21 million with 15 up front? How you doing?" Your mind goes to, oh, he's obviously kidding. He wants something else, but he wasn't kidding. And so, it's a punch. I was getting ready to go on vacation, so that's the right time to slam somebody. And that's what it was. So I was a neighbor, my dear friend Pierre Lacroix, collaborator, lived across the cul-de-sac. So we met at the center of the cul-de-sac, and he just gave me this look like, wow, who'd have thunk? And then, what are you going to do? What's your plan, big guy? Because that's a lot of money. 30 years ago, that kind of contract was destabilizing, to say the least. And also, Dave Checkins had done his homework, right? That they had been smart enough to, because we were publicly traded and we were a young company. He looked at the balance sheet and said, "Hey, look how much money they have in the bank. So we offer $1 more." It's going to knock their company on their ear. They're going to have to take 5 picks. So, given that he had Richter and he had, the greatest player of all time, Wayne Gretzky, and by the way, Joe Sakic's idol, that was going to be a powerful team. And having just lost Messier, he needed to do something. And so he did the right thing. He said, what the heck? There's a chance they aren't going to be able to pull it off. And at least I'm making an effort. And so I felt pretty beat up, candidly.
SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio is the place for expert advice, strategy, and information from the best fantasy sports analysis to win your league. Plus, hear pick-by-pick coverage of live drafts and interviews with top players, coaches, and team executives on SiriusXM 87.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Tuesday, May the 26th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL playoffs, Vegas Golden Knights take on the Colorado Avalanche at 9 p.m. Knights on Sirius 209, XM 220, and Internet 949. Avalanche on Sirius 208, XM 219, and Internet 926. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 91. For 24/7 coverage of the NHL season and hockey across the world, keep it locked on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, Channel 91. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Tuesday, May the 26th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL playoffs, Vegas Golden Knights take on the Colorado Avalanche at 9 p.m. Knights on Sirius 209, XM 220, and Internet 949. Avalanche on Sirius 208, XM 219, and Internet 926. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 91. For 24/7 coverage of the NHL season and hockey across the world, keep it locked on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, Channel 91. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Tuesday, May the 26th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL playoffs, Vegas Golden Knights take on the Colorado Avalanche at 9 p.m. Knights on Sirius 209, XM 220, and Internet 949. Avalanche on Sirius 208, XM 219, and Internet 926. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 91. For 24/7 coverage of the NHL season and hockey across the world, keep it locked on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, Channel 91. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Tuesday, May the 26th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates.
Mad Dog Sports Radio has the best sports talk in the business, covering sports with a passion and knowledge you need. Mad Dog Sports Radio, SiriusXM 86, and the SXM app.
Mark Messier is a 6-time Stanley Cup champion. He won 5 with the Edmonton Oilers and 1 with the New York Rangers, and is the only player to captain 2 teams to Stanley Cup championships. In Edmonton, after winning back-to-back Stanley Cup championships in 1984 and 85, it wasn't until 1987 where the team would win their third Stanley Cup championship. Speaking on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Messier joined Scott Laughlin for the morning skate on Sirius XM Channel 91 to talk about what it was like to win that 1987 Stanley Cup Finals series against the Philadelphia Flyers, despite blowing a 3-1 series lead and having to win it in a Game 7.
Mark, let's go back to the 1987 Canada, or not Canada Cup. That was still to come.
That was
but
the
1987, that wasn't Game 7, but that was an all-decider as well, as we know. But for Game 7, that was pretty good stuff. But 87 in the Stanley Cup Final, you're facing Philadelphia. You're up 3-1 in the series. They come back to tie it. Now you've got Game 7. Take us back to your greatest remembrances of, again, almost letting the series slip away and then having that opportunity in Game 7 to come up big, which you guys clearly did.
Well, it just goes to show you that we felt back in 87, we were really at the peak of that team in some ways. Some people think 85 team was the best team ever. 87, I think, was probably the most talented team. I think 85 team had a better overall record. I think it was 16-1 or 16-2 in that playoff year. 87, we got tangled up against Philadelphia, but we felt we're a better team. But sports isn't about who's a better team. It's about the belief system inside the dressing room. And Philadelphia wouldn't quit. Mike Keenan wouldn't allow the young Philadelphia team to quit. They were kind of banged up. They had some injuries, but they were able to extend the series after what we thought probably should have been maybe at least 4 or 5 game series. We lost, I think, the first game, if I remember correctly, and then came back and won 3 in a row, coming home to win the 5th game, only to realize that winning a championship, even after all the experience we had, is not that easy. And then going back to Philadelphia for Game 6, and they trounced us in Philly. Now we find ourselves in a Game 7, and then once you get to a Game 7, anything can happen. You can get a bad break, an unlucky bounce, as we've seen in the past, and so everything's at stake, everything's on the line, and I think luckily for us, we're able to, really kind of rely on our experiences that we had in the past. We felt incredibly confident that if we went out and played our best game and Philadelphia went out and played their best game, our best was going to be good enough. But even with that, there was so much uncertainty. And sure enough, we're able to win our third cup in 4 years, which was quite an incredible feat.
That was Hockey Hall of Famer and Stanley Cup champion for the Edmonton Oilers, Mark Messier, on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio's The Morning Skate with Scott Laughlin on Channel 91.
MLB Network Radio is your home for 24/7 baseball talk, featuring on-site coverage of every major event from spring training through the World Series and expert analysis from former general managers and players. Sirius XM, Channel 89.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM NHL schedule for Tuesday, May the 26th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL playoffs, Vegas Golden Knights take on the Colorado Avalanche at 9 p.m. Knights on Sirius 209, XM 220, and Internet 949. Avalanche on Sirius 208, XM 219, and Internet 926. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 91. For 24/7 coverage of the NHL season and hockey across the world, keep it locked on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Channel 91. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM NHL schedule for Tuesday, May the 26th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL playoffs, Vegas Golden Knights take on the Colorado Avalanche at 9 p.m. Knights on Sirius 209, XM 220, and Internet 949. Avalanche on Sirius 208, XM 219, and Internet 926. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 91. For 24/7 coverage of the NHL season and hockey across the world, keep it locked on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Channel 91. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM NHL schedule for Tuesday, May the 26th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL playoffs, Vegas Golden Knights take on the Colorado Avalanche at 9 p.m. Knights on Sirius 209, XM 220, and Internet 949. Avalanche on Sirius 208, XM 219, and Internet 926. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 91. For 24/7 coverage of the NHL season and hockey across the world, keep it locked on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Channel 91. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM NHL schedule for Tuesday, May the 26th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates.
On the court and off, your home for the NBA is SiriusXM. Follow all the drama as your favorite team vies for it all. SiriusXM NBA Radio, SiriusXM 86.
New York Rangers legend and Hockey Hall of Famer Mark Messier joined Scott Laughlin on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, Channel 91, to share what it was like to play in the 1994 finals with the New York Rangers, as well as ending the 54-year drought for the franchise and how that team represented what a hockey team is all about.
Well, look, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about 1994 as well. You mentioned Mike Keenan. We spoke with him in studio a couple of weeks ago. He still speaks so highly of you and of that run. So take us back to ending the 54-year drought. In Game 7, you get a power play goal. You shovel a puck underneath of Kirk McLean. Stands up as the game winner, as it turns out. So take us back to that hot, steamy night. What was it, June 14th of 1994 at the Garden in New York?
Just, I guess just starting, going to the rink, trying to keep your same routine. Brian Leach and I would always drive together down through Times Square, down Broadway 7th Avenue to take a right-hand turn on 33rd Street. And you could feel things were different, even from the Upper West Side. Just the vibe and the energy of the whole city was just electrified. Getting down towards Madison Square Garden, seeing the crowd already starting to build, the police officers surrounding the Garden. It was a carnival-like atmosphere. Obviously, we knew we were something on the cusp of doing something that hadn't been done in 54 years. The magnitude of it was palpable. I mean, the energy, just everything just seemed to be so electrified. You try to keep yourself in the moment. You try to stay with your routine. Obviously, there's much more at stake. And then, we found ourselves, much like we did in 87, up 3-1 in the series, losing to fifth game, where it was pretty much a foregone conclusion that New York Rangers were finally going to win a Stanley Cup after 54 years. Only to find ourselves the party atmosphere got a little bit delayed and then had to go back to Vancouver, which again, we got trounced in Vancouver, just like we did in 87. And now we're coming home for Game 7. And the same thing happened. It just, we felt good about our chances. We felt we were a better team than Vancouver. We felt that we should have wrapped up the series earlier against Vancouver, but that's the greatest thing about sports. You can think all you want, but the reality is they got a heartbeat over there too. They got pride over there too. They're there for a reason, because they're a great team. And here we are in Game 7 and happen to go out and execute a great game plan to beat a very hungry, very young, very physical, hard team to play against in Vancouver. And luckily for us, we had a lot of experience. We had a dynamic, incredible amount of talent with Brian Leach and Sergei Zubov, Alex Kovalev, Adam Graves and Mike Richter and net, and then sprinkled in with some veterans, some hardened veterans with McTavish and Tikkanen and Steve Larmer and Noonan and Mateau and Jeff Bukaboom and Jay Wells and all the amazing players that banded together that year to create maybe not the most skilled team that's ever won a Stanley Cup, but if you look up the word team, they could put the 1994 Ranger team right there, and that year, that team epitomizes what a team is all about.
SiriusXM NFL Radio Channel 88 brings you expert analysis from former players, coaches, and executives, plus reaction to all the latest news on the only 24/7 station dedicated to the National Football League.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Tuesday, May the 26th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL playoffs, Vegas Golden Knights take on the Colorado Avalanche at 9 p.m. Knights on Sirius 209, XM 220, and Internet 949. Avalanche on Sirius 208, XM 219 and Internet 926, national feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 91. For 24/7 coverage of the NHL season and hockey across the world, keep it locked on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Channel 91. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM NHL schedule for Tuesday, May the 26th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL playoffs, Vegas Golden Knights take on the Colorado Avalanche at 9 p.m. Knights on Sirius 209, XM 220, and Internet 949. Avalanche on Sirius 208, XM 219 and Internet 926, national feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 91. For 24/7 coverage of the NHL season and hockey across the world, keep it locked on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Channel 91. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM NHL schedule for Tuesday, May the 26th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL playoffs, Vegas Golden Knights take on the Colorado Avalanche at 9 p.m. Knights on Sirius 209, XM 220, and Internet 949. Avalanche on Sirius 208, XM 219, and Internet 926. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 91. For 24/7 coverage of the NHL season and hockey across the world, keep it locked on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Channel 91. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM NHL schedule for Tuesday, May the 26th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates.
Follow every second of the action on NHL Network Radio. From behind the bench to every play on the ice. If it's hockey, it's on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91.
Tampa Bay Lightning head coach John Cooper stopped by for a morning skate with Gord Stellick and Scott Laughlin on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio on SiriusXM Channel 91 to talk the keys to his success over the years and the challenge of getting to the Stanley Cup Final 3 years in a row.
John, I'm going to ask you to be a little bit self-analytical and, being in the business that you're in and knowing how successful you've been and what drives you and motivates you. What do you think has been the key to your success over the years? I mean, every league you've been in, you've won, you've had the staying power, and you've had all kinds of championship pedigree. If you say, hey, look, I'm still going strong, I'm still chasing another ring, what is it that keeps you going, and what is it in particular that you feel has made you as successful as you've been?
I would say there's a couple things. Internally, it's the fire is still burning. As I think that first and foremost is the biggest thing, because when you lose your passion for it, and I've watched it happen to people, then you might as well you should get yourself out, because you're just doing yourself and your team a disservice. So that passion is first and foremost the big thing. I would sit here say on the other side of things, like Jeff Vinik as an owner, and it kind of goes back to the previous question about stability. And that's one of the things we've had. And so Julian Breezeball was my general manager in the minors and now the NHL. So we've been together for how many years? We had Steve Yzerman in the early part of that, and he kind of was like the mentor. He was the actual one that brought me in, but we've had that stability. Only 2 GMs, but both of them work together. We've had one owner, one coach, basically, since I've been there, one captain, and it's this core group of guys that have all stuck together. And I think we've kind of, I don't know how to explain it, you've kind of passed the coach-player relationship because we've been there so long, and we all just have this common goal of what we need to do. And there's a lot of pride, a lot of passion with the group of guys we have, and then Julian's done a great job of kind of filling in. And when I say fill in, it's like getting the Nick Pauls, getting the Brandon Hagels, guys that are still long-term guys but that weren't, pseudo drafted into our system. And it's, we've been really fortunate that it's worked out the way it has, but I truly believe the stability, the belief, and the passion of the same group of people that have been together, and that's what's really helped us. It takes its toll, both physically and mentally, and I give our players credit, to come back and make the playoffs the next year, but, now we've been one and done for 2 years. We've had some breaks. We've had a little bit of turnover, and we need to get back. We need to get back to those, making some runs in the playoffs. And but I will sit here and say, I'd be remiss to say those years, they do take a toll, and maybe it has taken a toll in the last, couple of years on us. And but I can tell now that, a couple of years of being bounced in the first round, it's just a different vibe coming in, especially this year of seeing all the players. And there's an energy I haven't felt in a while, and I think part of that is because we have been bounced, in the last 2 years.
Hear it all on demand. Your favorite shows, your favorite games. Don't miss a second of your favorite SiriusXM programming on demand with the SiriusXM app. Download it now for free.
I'm Frank Track.
You're listening to NHL Play-by-Play on SiriusXM.
At T-Mobile Arena in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. This is Tuesday, May 26th, 2026, and this is the Stanley Cup Playoffs on the Vegas Golden Knights Radio Network. Hello again, everybody. Dan D'Uva, Gary Lawless here. Game 4, Western Conference Final. The Golden Knights can accomplish something today never before done in franchise history. Punch a ticket to the Stanley Cup Final on home ice. Gary, the Knights lead the series 3-0. They had an incredible come-from-behind victory, down 3-0 to win 5-3 in Game 3. And now, the chance to go back to the final.
As improbable as the win was in Game 3, I saw it as the Golden Knights actually getting better. They were okay in Game 1. They were okay in Game 2. They got those wins. A poor start to Game 3, but a fantastic second and third. And I just think the team is getting stronger. They're healthier. They've got Stone back in the lineup. Carter Hart is playing his best hockey. Hurdle going really well now. William Karlsson gets his first goal in over 7 months, and you and I both know he can be streaky. When he gets going, starts to feel it, he can be very, very dangerous. Simple plan for the Golden Knights tonight. They need to check first, be on their toes early, manage the puck, and wait for opportunity. It'll come.
In this series, the Golden Knights have not scored a first-period goal. Colorado has 4, including 3 in Game 3. Game 4 is on deck. The Golden Knights will have the same lineup as Game 3. Colorado without Val Nichushkin, who did not play in the third period. Nathan McKinnon is in the lineup. Experienced an injury during Game 3, continued on, hampered significantly. He will play today. John Tortorella joins us next. Game 4 on deck from Las Vegas. Presented by Lee's Discount Liquor. It's the Stanley Cup Playoffs on the Vegas Golden Knights Radio Network.
Wow Car Wash is the official car wash of your Vegas Golden Knights. Born in Vegas just like the Knights, Wow Car Wash has 18 convenient locations across the valley. Wow gets you in and back on the road. Looking championship ready with our Wow Max with Knights Defense Wash. Wow knows to be the best, you have to look your best. Be sure to follow Wow Car Wash on Instagram for exclusive deals, promotions, and giveaways. For a list of all locations, visit wowwash.com.
At Western Alliance Bank, expert business banking is what we're all about. We deliver results by being nimble and relationship-focused. Working closely with our clients, we provide tailored banking solutions to give businesses the edge they need to conquer today's challenges and capitalize on tomorrow's opportunities. Move forward with confidence, backed by the support of a top-performing bank. Discover how we can help your business solve today and succeed tomorrow. Connect with an expert banker at westernalliancebank.com. Member FDIC.
Back to the rink as Dan D'Uva catches up with Vegas Golden Knights coach John Tortorella.
In Las Vegas, it's the Golden Knights and the Avalanche, Western Conference Final, Game 4. I'm Dan D'Uva with head coach of the Golden Knights, John Tortorella. Torts, of course, an exciting comfort-behind victory, something the Knights had never done before. What were the ingredients for your team's comeback?
Well, I think the main ingredient, as it's been the whole time I've been here and through playoffs, is they just stay with it. I think it's very important that there's no panic. They just try to find a way, and I thought they did a great job of that.
First period, the goals, of course, favored Colorado 3-0. We're looking at some of the numbers. Maybe it was more even than that?
Oh, we had some scoring chances. Yeah, I thought their goalie made some key saves. We had some chances on the power play. We had Sis has a chance killing a penalty. So there were some good chances. The the few minutes or the couple of minutes of when we had a goal disallowed and then a shorthanded goal, that's where I respect our team. We just kept our composure and found a way to get through that period, just regroup in the second, and keep on playing. There wasn't a lot of adjustments we made. We just kept on playing.
And Dorofeyev, his composure, especially for a younger guy, my goodness, unflappable, a word that you've used.
Yeah. And, I don't get it. I still look at the replay. I just don't get it. But there's nothing we can do about it. And Dory is such a good kid. He just plays.
So Mark Stone returns, and you mentioned the power play. Of course, it's Mark's goal that gets the Knights on the scoreboard. Before we talk about the sequence there, how did Mark Stone look in the game? Of course, he had not played the last 5.
Yeah, he was good. The guys have done a great job with him as far as his conditioning when he's been out, so that wasn't a problem. He got caught out there one shift and was tired, and we kind of skipped him on the rotation for a little bit just for him to get himself situated. But does all the little things, had some minutes on the penalty kill, trying to ease him into it a little bit. He's a little bit older, right? And but he's a pro and ends up making the whole play there, and that first goal was key at the beginning of the second period.
He has 4 of the Golden Knights' 11 power play goals in this postseason. And just the way it's configured, so often this year we saw 5 forwards, and you decided to go with the 5-forward group again.
Yeah. I don't want to split up Mitchie and Jack, and I just I like the way it's looked. If it struggles and it gets stale a little bit, we can always make a change. But we're trying to get our best people out there. And playoffs, we kind of load one up and. When you get your opportunities and see where it goes. So we'll make decisions as the game goes on, but we'll go with 5 forwards.
So Mark gets the offense rolling, and before you know it, your team has tied the game. I have to ask about Keegan Colasar, who has, to that point, not recorded a point in the postseason, but, of course, is among the NHL's postseason leader in hits. Can you give us a sense of how you've gotten to know him and the role that he has contributed on this team?
Yeah, he's good for the run, right? He's a good man. He has a sense of humor to him. I think he keeps guys loose. They respect his job. I think the job he has is a very important one in playoffs as far as the banging and just making room for people. He goes to the area where he needs to be, right in front of the net. It's obviously a huge goal for us in this series right now. So he does a little bit of everything, right? And adds to that line forechecking, so he's a very important guy.
That goal is created by your third defensive pair in Dylan Coghlan and Caden Korzak. And while the top 2 pairs have been basically intact, you've had a handful of different guys on the third pair. How have you seen Coghlan and Korzak, and in particular, helping to create that goal?
Yeah, they were aggressive. They stood in there, shrunk the zone a little bit as far as offense, not afraid to step up in gaps. We got Cogs playing on the left side, which he hasn't played in quite a while. With some of the injuries we've had, and I think they've stepped in and done a really good job against a really good team, a very fast team. So hopefully we'll get it again tonight.
And then Korzak with the pass, Stone to Hurdle for the go-ahead goal in the third period. Can you give us your view of how that play happened?
Yeah, and I think it starts with Cogs, not just throwing it out. He keeps his patience with it, makes a play to Corsi. Corsi sees Stoney right in the middle, just for a little touch play. I think it's a really good sequence, especially for Corsi. Just coming into the series, has his head up, makes a nice play, and obviously Stoney's so smart with the puck and sees everything, puts Tommy into a spot, and Tommy makes a great play.
Yeah. What's more impressive to you, the crossover move or the sort of old-fashioned backhand finish?
Yeah, and it's a tough play for a goalie. Those backhand shots are tough anyway. And he did it so quickly. I mean, you can see his skill, and we hope we get more and more out of that, some more offense out of it. It's beginning to come as we see. But that's a play a lot of people can't do. He cuts in at defenseman and lets it go really quickly. Obviously, a very important goal in winning that game.
Yeah, he's got the line, as we've said, fun must be always. He looks like a 10-year-old on Christmas morning when he scores, doesn't he?
Yeah, he likes to score goals, that's for sure. And, the thing I like about him, it's been frustrating because I think at times he's felt he let the team down because he just hasn't brought enough offense. But he stayed with it. He stayed with the other part of his game, and now he's beginning to reap a little benefit here.
Can you take us down the stretch there, because you take a 4-3 lead? That's incredible. But The Avalanche are an incredible team. They, of course, had a couple of guys who weren't 100% health-wise. How did you sustain the remaining minutes and then, of course, get the empty netter?
Yeah, we had to check, and we're going to have to check tonight. You're not going to beat that team if your number one priority isn't checking and being above them and not allowing them in odd man rush situations. So I thought we did a good job of that. Even through the game, as it kept on going after that first period, I thought we did a lot better job in the neutral zone in checking and being on top of them and not giving them free ice. We got our hands full. I don't care what the series is. We have our hands full there. That's a really good team. They're not going to go away. We've got to be ready to check tonight.
What kinds of things do you talk about with your team between games? You've been, of course, so consistent. If you could give us a sense to the degree that you can, what it's like in the room when you talk to the players or go over video.
Yeah, I'm not telling you what I say to them in the room. Yeah, but what we do is just go over, in a general term, just our concept. I think both teams, there aren't any more secrets here. I think we know how they play. I think we knew before the series start. I think they knew about us too. There are certain little things you may change. That's what you do, but during the in-between days, it's just stressing some of the good things and maybe some of the things we need to work harder at.
The fans have seen a little bit of you talking to the team because you've been mic'd up for some of the pregame chats and just talking with some of the players. These guys, they want to run through a wall. The fans hear you talk. They want to run through a wall after they hear you talk. What's that like for you?
Well, I actually don't want to be mic'd up, but I guess I've been told I have to be mic'd up. I believe that stuff should stay in the room. As coaches, we react. We're involved and have skin in the game. We're just as emotional as the players are as far as playing the game. We want to try to give them the best information we can and try to remove all obstacles. That's our job. But we're involved emotionally. And again, I wish that stuff would stay in the room, but I guess nowadays it just doesn't.
The players love it, and they've shared with us just the excitement that they have from hearing you talk to the team. Torch, thanks very much for your time, as always. Best of luck here in Game 4.
All right, Dan. Thanks, man.
That's John Tortorella. We're back with more in a moment, presented by Lee's Discount Liquor. It's the Stanley Cup Playoffs on the Vegas Golden Knights Radio Network.
What do you think makes the perfect snack?
It's gotta be when I'm really craving it and it's convenient.
Could you be more specific?
When it's cravenient.
Okay.
Like a freshly baked cookie made with real butter, available right down the street at AM/PM, or a savory breakfast sandwich I can grab in just a second at AM/PM.
I'm seeing a pattern here.
Well, yeah, we're talking about what I crave.
Which is anything from AM/PM.
What more could you want?
Stop by AM/PM, where the snacks and drinks are perfectly craveable and convenient. That's cravenience. AM/PM, too much good stuff.
Since 1981, we've been raising every glass, serving on Nevada, making good times last. From wine to whiskey, beer and more, find your favorites at every store.
Lee's Discount Liquor,
Nevada's place to go.
Biggest selection, love.
23 stores across the Silver State,
serving Nevada
since 1981.
Lee's Discount Liquor,
where Nevada celebrates.
It's time for Vegas Golden Knights hockey. Let's head to the booth with Dan Duva and Gary Lawless.
Moments from hockey here at T-Mobile Arena. Vegas leading the series 3-0. A chance to clinch in Game 4. Let's go downstairs. It's time for the Star-Spangled Banner.
Carnell Johnson.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? o'er the land of the brave and the home of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Carnell Johnson.
Always a stirring rendition from Carnell Johnson. And on this day after Memorial Day, it rings even closer to home. Just about ready to go. Game 4, Western Conference Final. 4-2, 3-1, and 5-3. Two of those in come-from-behind fashion. One more win to clinch a berth in the 2026 Stanley Cup Final. Time for the starters. For the Knights, top line, Jack Eichel between Ivan Barbashev and Pavel Dorofeev. On defense, top pair, Braden McNabb and Shea Theodore. For Colorado, Nathan MacKinnon is playing, and he is starting between Gabriel Landeskog and Arturi Lehkonen. On defense, top pair, Devon Taves and Kel McCarr. One change for Colorado. Val Nichushkin, unavailable, did not play third period game 3. Replaced in the lineup by Yoel Kiviranta, the former Dallas Star. He'll play on the fourth line right wing. Carter Hartnell to our right. It's Mackenzie Blackwood making his series debut to our left. Knights in gold. Here's the draw. Colorado takes it underway in Game 4 of the Western Conference Final. Tipped in on the far boards. Arturi Lehkonen gets it on down. Hacked around by Braden McNabb to the near boards. Picked up there by Barbashev, who throws it down. It's going to be an icing. Barbashev with 3 points in Game 2, propelling the Knights to a 3-1 victory on Friday in Denver. And, of course, Gary, the Knights coming from behind. They trailed 3-0 in the first period, with the last 5 unanswered. First time the Knights had a 3-goal Stanley Cup playoffs comeback. 20 times they had trailed by 3 in a playoff game, but it was the first time that they had come back to win. Vegas wins the D-zone draw. Eichel for Theodore, out to the right wing side. Dorofeev pressured at his own blue. Theodore rips it ahead in front of the Colorado bench. Jousting for a loose puck. Jammed ahead by Dorofeev. Eichel swats it into the zone. 4 out of the 5 Knights change. Barbashev goes in on the forecheck. 1 against 2. Colorado retrieves. Kel McCarr's breakout pass knocked down by William Karlsson. Bouncing around into the air. Barbashev trying to tip it along to Karlsson. It ends up bouncing out high. Hannafin and Anderson defending the breakout from Brock Nelson. And the Colorado centerman dumps it in. Back defensively. Oh, Hannafin missed the puck. Centering pass shot wide. Rebound trickles into the far corner. It was Nazem Kadri that opportunity. And then the shot from the left wing. That is wide of the Vegas goal. Point shot Malinsky. That's blocked in the right circle. Barbashev with a long shift. He'll head to the bench now. Minute gone by in the first period. 0-0. Colorado with the puck in its own zone, going left to right. Mackenzie Blackwood making his 10th career postseason start and his 3rd this year. Did play 3 games in the Minnesota series. As the puck comes around and out for the Avalanche, it's Burns back in his own end. Blackwood only played 1 full game. 1 game he started and was pulled. 1 game he came out in relief. Only 1 game did he start and complete it, which was a win. Colorado to the O-zone and out high to the right circle. Extra pass to no one. Now a centering feed knocked down. Picked up by the Knights and almost had a jailbreak. Didn't work out. Stays in the zone. Left wing side for Nicholas Waugh. No points yet in this series against his old club. Colorado gets the puck in the left corner. The rim around goes all the way to center. The Knights could get new personnel on. 2 minutes into the game. No shots on goal either way. McCarr stripped from behind. Reach in by Tomas Hertl. The game winner in game 3. Hertl maneuvers towards center. Got a man on his tail, so he hands it off to Stone. He had 2 points. Now he drops it off McNabb. He shoots, and it's just wide of the goal. Off the stick of Howden. And then shoving and look out, side of the net. And pardon, it was not Howden, but Dowd was out there with Hertl. And obviously the opportunity there at the side of the net, Gary. We saw that Tomas Hertl created some offensive chances last game. So did Mark Stone. McDowell does have 3 goals in the playoffs, but he was in a good position right there to redirect that in at the right post, but he just couldn't get a piece of it.
It looks like he just misses the net. He might get a piece of it, Dan, and
maybe
just shovel it wide. Yeah, he just doesn't get enough. It gets deflected, and it changes direction. The pass from McNabb is waffling. It changes direction. He gets a little bit of the paddle on it, just not enough to knock it into the net. great chance for Vegas.
The Knights were changing lines there. Dowd, fourth line center. Sissons, the third line center. Dowd out there now with Cole Smith and Keegan Colasar. Colorado wins this draw, but on the attempted clear, it ends up on the Avalanche bench to stop play.
Mark Stone got that puck just inside the blue line and was patient, waited for McNabb to flash open a little bit. Just a little pass from Stone over to McNabb, and we saw Stone make that great pass to Hurdle on the winning goal in Game 3, and Mark had a goal and an assist in his first game back.
That missed 5. Colorado wins the D-zone draw again, this time an airborne clear. Here the logo, it hits the center ice scoreboard. Knights are on the drop-down scoreboard here, so that means they'll bring it back to the Colorado zone. Talked to John Tortorella on the pregame show about Mark returning, and, had him on the third line, had to manage his minutes a little bit, got caught early in the game, but started to settle in. Stone played just under 16 minutes in Game 3. He has averaged just about 19 minutes here in the postseason. Stone has 4 goals and 5 assists for 9 points in 10 playoff games so far this year. Knights win the draw. Colasar to the right. Korczak coming off a 2-assist performance. Rims it around to the near side left. It was Coghlan and Korczak who created the goal for Keegan Colasar, which tied the game 3-3. 0-0 opening 3 minutes. Game 4, the conference final. Knights leading 3 games to none. Malinsky pulls it out. Chips it forward, and it's Coghlan back near his own blue. Knights have it. Go right to left here in the opening period. Vegas in gold, Colorado in white, with burgundy and victory blue. Here's the defensive recovery for Sam Malinsky. Forecheck pressure by Dowd. Breakout pass off target from Malinsky. Knights have it again. Theodore with McNabb going right to left. McNabb gains the red line. Floats it opposite corner to the far side. Avalanche can't get it. Barbashev behind. Dorofeev tried to tuck it at the right post. That didn't work. He's still in the trapezoid. Knocked to his knees, and he's centered off the stick in front. McNabb for Theodore. He shoots. Tip just wide. Rebound out of the near corner. Eichel looking toward the slot, and Dorofeev had missed him. Breakout pass by Lehkonen. Goes off Dorofeev. Avalanche find it, and in they go on the far side. Area pass right. Makar shoots. Snared and held by Carter Hart. There's the first shot from the Avalanche. And it comes just about 4 minutes in. 1 shot aside, but no goals here in Western Conference Final Game 4.
Nathan McKinnon out on the ice for a couple of shifts already. He looks to be fine right now. We'll see how he does as the game goes on. You can imagine that there's a little modern medicine being employed. Probably took a needle prior to the game to keep him as pain-free as possible. Took that big shot to the inside of the knee.
Played just over 18 minutes last game, but only 3.5 minutes in the third period. And a good chunk of that was on the power play. Really couldn't skate much. Knights win a D-zone draw. Out they go. Carlson walks in. He shoots over the net. Hits the high glass. Careens to the far side. Knights right wing. Colorado got it towards center. First pass was knocked down. Howden couldn't find it. Carlson closing on the far boards with Marner to try to take it away. 3 Avalanche players on the left side wall. Puck comes to the point. Taves right for Makar. Closing. Throw it across the slot untouched. Left boards there is McKinnon. His pointward pass knocked down by Marner. Left goal line it's Kadri. Defended by Hanifin. Pokes it up the boards. Marner got grabbed and no call. Back ahead come the Avalanche. Hard off the stick of Makar and into the right corner. If he reels that in, he might have a scoring chance. It's down in the right corner for the Avalanche, but Makar is outnumbered. Taken by the Knights. Theodore to McNabb, who lifts it ahead. Stone behind everybody. In the clear. Forehand. He scores! Mark Stone has the first Golden Knights first period goal of the series. 1-0 Knights, 5 minutes into the game. Here in Western Conference Final, game number 4. Stone got the scoring going in game 3 with a power play goal. The captain gets the scoring for the Knights here in game 4. What a finish. Goes from his forehand to his backhand. The righty thought he was going to tuck it in. Backhand at the left post. Back to the forehand at the right post.
Yeah, I don't know which is the bigger skill play. He catches the puck, pulls it down, puts it down on the ice perfectly flat, ables himself to go to the backhand. What a move.
Braden McNabb with his 3rd assist of the postseason. Now the Knights work ahead 2-on-2 across the line. Sissons whirls around for Hurdle, right circle. Peels off on the far side. To the right point, Theodore. To the middle. He shoots off the outside of the right post and into the right corner. Stone on it. Put it behind for Sissons. His centering attempt thwarted by Nelson behind the goal. Hurdle lands a check. 1 against 2. Sticks the puck toward the corner. Avalanche on it. Hurdle nearly got another steal. But the Avalanche do work out to center. Here's Nick Waugh. 1 against 2. Down into the right wing corner it goes, but Knights' third defensive pair back. Korzak and Coghlan. Korzak tripped up by Waugh, no call. Puck on the near side boards. Avalanche take it away. Malinsky, the defenseman, righty on the right boards. Coming down toward the corner. He's defended well there by Nick Dowd. Puck ends up in the corner. Couple of collisions down on that near side corner boards. Opening 6 minutes, 1-0 Vegas. Mark Stone delivering the opening goal, his 5th of the postseason. That's his first even strength goal of the playoffs. His previous 4 were on the power play. Knights dump it in. Back behind Dowd, lands a hard hit, but the puck to the near side wall. It gets through Hannafin and out to the neutral zone. Back goes Rasmus Andersson. Had a 4-game scoring streak snapped last time out. Andersson rips it in right corner. Neither Hannafin or Andersson have recorded a goal yet in this postseason. They've both been terrific. They've got plenty of assists. Hannafin with 6 and Andersson with 5, but no goals for those players. Puck is on the near side of center. Jack Eichel dumps it in. Hard around clockwise. Right boards. Barbashev and now Dorofeev in the right corner. Barbashev joins the fray. Stole it in the trapezoid on his backhand. Delivers it to McNabb at the left point. Momentarily mishandled, so he chipped it into the right corner. Avalanche get it there. And on the breakout, it's Landeskog, the captain, curling in his own zone. 5 goals, including 1 last game in Western Conference Final Game 3 for Landeskog. 2 goals in this series for the Avalanche captain. 7 minutes gone by, first period. Vegas 1, Colorado 0. Vegas trying to get it up to Eichel at the offensive blue. It got tipped all the way down. Taves and McCarr dueling, and the Avalanche win that battle in their own zone. Not too many whistles here in the opening 7 minutes. No penalties so far. Grand total of 3 shots on goal. And, of course, Stones going into the goal. Hard hit deep in the night zone from Hannafin, and the puck comes out to center. Colorado does get it with McCarr and Taves back at their own blue. Wide 2-on-2 entry for the Avalanche. Hannafin a nifty poke check on Kadri, former teammates in Calgary. And we got a whistle, and puck played with a high stick. So the high touch stops play. 12:30 to go first period. Vegas 1, Colorado 0. Stones 5th from McNabb and Theodore at 4:42. The first goal of conference final game 4 belongs to the Knights. We'll step aside. Presented by Lee's Discount Liquor. It's the Stanley Cup Final on the Vegas Gold. It's not the Stanley Cup Final. It's the Stanley Cup Playoffs. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, folks. Stanley Cup Playoffs on the Vegas Golden Knights Radio Network.
Reliable service and a brand you can trust. Visit OneShopRoofShop.com. Commercial or home, we can do what you need. Helping build this community. Big or small, there's nothing we can do. We're the most preferred roofer and we're here for you. Reliable service and a brand you can trust. Visit OneStopRoofShop.com.
Hey Golden Knights fans, want to score free tickets? Green Valley Grocery is giving away multiple pairs of VGK tickets every month through December. More winners, more chances, more fans inside the fortress cheering on the Knights. Download the Green Valley Grocery app and enter for your chance to win. Each game brings a new opportunity, only available through the app. Don't wait. Download the GVG app today and unlock exclusive rewards, surprise perks, and your chance at VGK tickets only from Green Valley Grocery.
Drive into luxury for less during the Lexus of Henderson Memorial Day sales event all month long. Discover incredible offers on the elegant 3-row Lexus TX, built for modern families, and the iconic RX lineup, available in gas, hybrid, and plug-in hybrid models. Take advantage of rates as low as 3.49% APR on select models for a limited time. Exceptional savings await at Lexus of Henderson in the Valley Auto Mall or online at lexusofhenderson.com.
OAC up to 48 months. See store for details. Expires 5/31/26.
Back to Dan Duva and Gary Lawless for the Western Conference Finals between the Golden Knights and the Avalanche.
Golden Knights have the game's first goal in Game 4 of the Western Conference Final. A win today sends them to the Stanley Cup Final for the 3rd time in franchise history and the 2nd time in 4 seasons. Mark Stone from Braden McNabb and Shea Theodore Last time that the Golden Knights clinched a series here at T-Mobile Arena was, of course, Stanley Cup Final back in 2023. And who scored the first goal of that game? His first of 3? Mark Stone. Playing the neutral zone, hounded on the ice with Carlson and Marner. Logan O'Connor on a free puck from the left wing. He dumps it in. O'Connor, Waugh, and Colton the forwards for Colorado. Carlson retrieves, steers it towards center. Back and forth with Marner. Carlson chipped it forward. Howden was knocked down at the offensive blue, so he couldn't continue the play. Avalanche dump it in, no icing. Back defensively, Hannafin sort of protects himself against the railing as he was checked from behind by Ross Colton. Far boards Hannafin using the sidewall to get it out. Impeded by Colton as he tried to pursue, and now Marner in the O-zone on the forecheck, knocked down a pass, but he could not gain possession. McKinnon coming near side of center. Hurdle knocks it off his stick. Hurdle speeding out to the loose puck. But from the bench comes Brett Kulak just in time. If it's the second period and there's a long change, nobody can get to that puck, and Hurdle does. But here in the first period, shorter change. Now McKinnon cherry picking, caught offside on a lead pass right wing. That halts play. 11:23 to go, first period. 1-0 Golden Knights. Mark Stone from Braden McNabb, Shea Theodore at 4:42. The Golden Knights this postseason, when scoring a game's first goal, a record of 6-1. The Avalanche, a record when trailing first. Excuse me, let's turn that around. When the Avalanche trail first, they've got a record of 3-2.
Pretty good explosion there for Nathan McKinnon. He was offside, but showed you he can still move right now.
On the left wing side, it's Sissons between Stone and Hurdle. Sissons won it to the sidewall, but it was played first by Taves, so it's an Avalanche face-off win. Out it goes on the rim around. Hurdle takes it for the Knights at center. McNabb and Theodore playing catch. They'll send it up to the Avalanche line. Entry thwarted, bouncing puck at center, tipped into the Knights zone. It's an offside play for Colorado.
Interesting decision by John Tortorella. He's got last change. He's got the Hurdle, Stone, Sissons lines out there against McKinnon, Landeskog, and Lehkonen. And now Jerry Bednar will take them off the ice and throw out his fourth line, Kelly Drury and Kiviranta, and Tortorella counters with his fourth line.
Kiviranta making his first appearance in this series, had played 4 games this postseason, no points. He has played 55 previous Stanley Cup playoff games and 7 goals. Gary, do you remember the one that he scored against the Golden Knights in the conference final?
He did score a big one, an overtime goal, no?
As the Knights get the puck in their own zone. Well, I'm thinking of the one that he scored in the clinching game for Dallas as Vegas gets the puck in. It is an icing against Vegas, and the Knights looking around, and Anderson saying, why is there an icing here? There was a goal for the Dallas Stars. The Knights were ahead 2-1 in Game 5 of the conference final 2020 in the bubble. And Kiviranta had one there to tie it, and then, yes, indeed, the overtime win to clinch the series for the Dallas Stars. So, as I mentioned, 55 playoff games prior to this one for Kiviranta. 3-2 overtime victory for the Dallas Stars back in 2020. One of the 4 conference final appearances, if you include 2021. Not a conference final, but still a third-round series. Nathan McKinnon wins a right circle draw. Landeskog turns and shoots, blocker save. Carter Hart angles it to the far boards. Manson on it, steers it behind. Hannafin whacks it to the near boards and Burns. Down leads in and takes Burns to the boards. Puck behind from McKinnon. Fakes away from Anderson. Comes off McKinnon, stick to the near side. Hit hard by Cole Smith. Thrown to the net by Brent Burns, but wide of the cage. It clicks out to center. Here comes Cole Smith on Burns. Tried to fake behind him, but could not hold on to the puck. That was Nick Dowd with that opportunity. Dowd, Cole Smith, and Keegan Colasar, the Knights' fourth line, out there for that shift. New group on. It's the Knights' top line as Natchez carries in for Colorado. Around behind the goal, Natchez the righty to the point. It's McCarr chipping it toward the goal when airborne. Kadri dropped it off in front, off the stick. Vegas on it. Barbashev starts Eichel out. Dorofeev run into by Natchez. Eichel gets around a defender, forced behind. Wraparound pass. Dorofeev couldn't shoot it, and it ends up in the right corner. Barbashev and Dorofeev after it. Barbashev goes down behind the goal. McCarr reaching in. McCarr looks to the far boards. Theodore helping out to try to keep the play in the zone. He does. Then Dorofeev backhands it to Barbashev. Barbashev in the right corner. Kadri and Barbashev All sorts of stick fouls not called. Right circle shot. That's turned away by Wedgwood. Dorothea of the attempt. Gets the rebound with Eichel back behind the net. Blackwood with that save. Again, it was Wedgwood who started the first 3 games of this series, but it's Mackenzie Blackwood getting his first start this series and his 4th appearance this postseason and 3rd start. Offensive zone pressure from the Knights. It's another steal on the left. Feed to the slot. Korzak floats it right for Marner. Curling on the right wing. Marner now looking from out high. Howden flashes in front, but Marner's pass is blocked. Whether he was shooting or passing, I'm not sure. McCarr challenged him at the point. Left wing. Howden back in with Marner. Pass to him, knocked out to center. Backed up by William Karlsson. Hanifin with Anderson in their own zone playing catch. Under 9 minutes to play first period. Vegas leads 1-0. Hanifin down the middle, shoots it! But it's a blocker save for Blackwood. Rebound, it's a Howden takeaway toward the goal. He couldn't get the shot off. Blackwood reaching out to the right and prevented a Brett Howden opportunity. Howden with a goal last game, tied with Dorothea. 10 goals, most in the playoffs. Not just on the Knights, but across the playoffs. Puck is in behind the Colorado goal. Couple of Knights, couple of Avalanche, and the Avs get it out to the neutral zone. O'Connor, and now carried in on the right. Kelly shoots it, blocker save. McNabb standing up, Kelly forcing a hurried shot as the puck goes over the short class behind the Knights bench out of play. We'll have another stoppage.
Well, Vegas has had the better chances. Shots are 3-3, but the Golden Knights have been around Mackenzie Blackwood quite a bit. Good start for the Golden Knights.
Mackenzie Blackwood has never defeated the Golden Knights. He has faced them with a few different teams. New Jersey, San Jose, and Colorado. Most recently an overtime loss against Vegas just a handful of weeks ago. But in his career, 0-4-1 against the Golden Knights. Today's starter, Mackenzie Blackwood. We'll be right back. 1-0 Knights in Game 4, Western Conference Final. Presented by Lee's Discount Liquor. It's the Stanley Cup Playoffs on the Vegas Golden Knights Radio Network.
Sign up today for a new William Hill Nevada mobile sports account, and you can earn up to a $250 bonus bet after placing your first qualifying wager. The William Hill Nevada mobile sports app allows you to bet on the go from any iPhone, iPad, or Android device from anywhere in Nevada. Sign up today and you will never miss another bet. With the largest wagering menu, the mobile sports app features same-game parlays, early cash out, and live in-play wagering on all major sports. For more information, official rules, and to see participating sign-up locations, visit williamhill.us. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Shane Ivey here with
Darren Millard from the Vegas Golden Knights.
When it comes to luxury, no one does it better than Finley Cadillac and the Valley Auto Mall.
Plus, they have an exceptional service department with a team of highly skilled technicians. They go above and beyond to keep vehicles running smoothly.
Whether it's routine maintenance, repairs, or upgrades, they have you covered. Their team of experts provides top-notch service, ensuring your car stays in pristine condition.
Plus, Finley Cadillac and the Valley Auto Mall offers convenient pickup and delivery.
Visit them online at finleycadillac.com to schedule your appointment.
Drive into luxury for less during the Lexus of Henderson Memorial Day sales event all month long. Discover incredible offers on the elegant 3-row Lexus TX, built for modern families, and the iconic RX lineup, available in gas, hybrid, and plug-in hybrid models. Take advantage of rates as low as 3.49% APR on select models for a limited time. Exceptional savings await at Lexus of Henderson in the Valley Auto Mall or online at lexusofhenderson.com.
OAC after 48 months. See store for details. Expires 5/31/26.
Back to the Stanley Cup Playoffs with Dan Duva and Gary Lawless.
Golden Knights 1, Avalanche 0. 8 minutes to play first period. Colorado gets an ozone faceoff win, shot blocked. Another one, save hard to his right. Nathan McKinnon, the righty, firing from outside the left circle. Knights clear the zone. Hurdle across the line with Stone. Joined on the right side by Sissons. Puck tumbles in behind the net, around to the near boards left wing for the Knights. Picked up on the near side by Lehkonen. Plays it out, but Landeskog could not secure it. Tipped toward the Vegas line. McNabb is there. Mark Stone from Braden McNabb and Shea Theodore, the only goal so far here in Game 4. The Knights have not swept a playoff series since their very first playoff series, 2018 against the Los Angeles Kings. There was only one goal in that game. Here's an offside against the Knights. In fact, the Knights won 2 of those 4 games against LA by scores of 1-0. Game 1, Shea Theodore. And then in Game 4, Braden McNabb, the former King. Speaking of Theodore scoring games' first goals, Gary, today Mark Stone has scored his 8th first goal, which is now tied for the most in team history. Mark Stone has 8, Shea Theodore has 8. Carlson 7, Marchessault 6, Stevenson 5. Face off in the neutral zone. Down loses this one to Brock Nelson. Nansen banks it up the far side for the Colorado Avalanche, and the visitors do get it in. Hart from the trapezoid steers it around, bouncing to the sidewall, and it's Cole Smith to start down through center. Backhands it on goal, gloved by Blackwood, and he holds on to it. Kolasar bumped by Burns after the whistle. 7 minutes to go, first period. Vegas leading 1-0 in a potential clinching game.
Mark Stone got that big goal in Game 3. Early 19 seconds into the second period on the power play to get the Golden Knights going in that game. Proved to be a pivotal point in that game, and obviously he has them on the board first here in this one. Just one of those guys. He's got a knack for it. Everyone says he's slow. Well, it was Cale Makar behind him trying to catch up to him there. He never gets caught when he's in alone. Never.
Stone missed 5 games because of injury. Has returned. From the draw. Dorofeev rips it on. Turned away by Blackwood. Near the left post. Vegas gets the rebound out of the corner. Barbashev from the left side rings it behind for Eichel. Defended by Kulak. Eichel escapes to the left circle. Feeds left point. Coughlin shoots. Hits a pile in front. Rebound stopped. Again, a body of players just above the crease. Dorofeev gets up. He reaches in and prevents a pass from connecting to Kulak right corner. Another attempt to clear. That's cut off by Coughlin. Rims it behind Barbashev, centered off a Colorado stick. Back to Coughlin. He fires. Save! And Blackwood covers. Made the stop down to the butterfly and quickly on top of the loose puck before Barbashev could potentially reach the rebound.
Yeah, Dylan Coughlin, we know he can shoot the puck. And this is kind of a weird one. The puck is bouncing and it comes off the wall. He just kind of has to slap at it, and he gets a lot on it. He hammers that one, and it almost knuckles underneath Blackwood. He has to be very sharp to stop that one.
14 regular season goals in the American League for defenseman Dylan Coughlin. Point of reference, no Golden Knights defenseman had that many unless you combine Rasmus Anderson's numbers from Calgary and Vegas. He totaled 17. But that's the sort of offensive threat he's been. Right wing shot, Anderson off the right pad of the goaltender Blackwood. And the rebound for the Avalanche. Nate just carries it left wing. Righty gets to the left corner, swings it up top. Manson not there. He's got to play it at center. 1-0 Knights. 6 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the first. Now through, it's Nelson. Oh, a glove save! Nelson snuck through. Tried to go top right corner. Hart flashes his net and makes a tremendous save on Brock Nelson, who had over 30 goals in the regular season. But so far only 2 of the playoffs and no points in this series. What a chance for Nelson, the lefty, approaching the hash marks. Carter Hart ready at the top of the crease.
Nelson hit a post the other night. Could have given Colorado even more of a cushion. And this is a chance for him to get back in the game. And it's a great pass from the blue line to spring him. Carter Hart better.
On the ensuing draw, puck for the Avalanche back in their own zone. Quick up to the right wing, Nathan McKinnon. Breaks on the boards. Watched by McNabb and Stone. Hand off to Makar. He shoots, save. Rebound loose in front. Picked up by Stone. He'll back it off the sidewall. Trying to lead Hurdle. Out of his reach. Taves gets to it, but perfect touch from Stone. Ensuring he could clear the zone without icing. And not putting his team in immediate danger on a counterattack. Avalanche back in. Makar gets it at the point left. Taves shoots, blocked. Coughlin knocked his man over side of the net. Puck tumbles up the boards and out to center. It's Kolasar. Works around a defending player as Makar had lost his stick. And borderline interference. In the neutral zone, it's Logan O'Connor standing in front of his bench. Roughed up a couple of times by the Knights' fourth liners. Picked up by Vegas. And on the right goes Cole Smith. Leaving, he shoots. Save Blackwood. And he holds on.
Now Brett Burns and Keegan Kolasar, they've had some words already tonight. Just a little bit of fencing. Some stick work at the end of that. Cole Smith with a real good dipsy doodle to get a little space into the middle. And then rips that shot around the body of Taves and onto the goal of Blackwood.
We've played just about 15 minutes of Western Conference Final Game 4. Knights can clinch with a win today. They've got a 1-0 lead. Stone from McNabb and Theodore at 4:42. Back in a moment. Presented by Lee's Discount Liquor. This is the Stanley Cup Playoffs on the Vegas Golden Knights Radio Network.
Every day, We wake up to endless possibilities. And for almost 100 years, Southwest Gas has been there, helping build the kinds of relationships that turn neighborhoods into communities, houses into homes, and big dreams into reality. We're fueling everyday life with energy service that's reliable, affordable, and most importantly, safe. Because at Southwest Gas, we're not just delivering energy service, we're fueling the moments that matter most.
Since 1981, we've been raising every glass, serving all Nevada, making good times last. From wine to whiskey,
Beer and more.
find your favorites at every store.
Lee's Discount Liquor.
Nevada's place to go.
Biggest selection, prices you love.
23 stores across the Silver State.
Serving Nevada.
Since 1981,
Lee's Discount Liquor.
where Nevada celebrates.
Hey, Golden Knights fans, when we win, you win. That's because Buffalo Wild Wings is giving away 6 free wings with a $10 minimum purchase anytime the Golden Knights win a preseason, regular season, or playoff game. This Win for Wings promotion is valid for 2 days after each qualifying game at all B-Dub Sports Bar locations throughout the Vegas area. Get your 6 free wings on top of great drink specials, including some of the best happy hour and late night prices Vegas has to offer throughout hockey season at your local Buffalo Wild Wings, a proud partner of the Vegas Golden Knights.
Hey Golden Knights fan, this is Jeremy Lozon. Let's get back to the action with Dan and Gary.
Welcome back. Colorado wins a defensive zone faceoff. 5 minutes to go, first period. Golden Knights lead 1-0. Lead this series 3-0. Knights cut off the breakout, dump it back in. Colorado clears, but will this one be an icing? Yes, it will. 4:52 to go in the first period. Only one goal so far. Stone from McNabb and Theodore at 4:42. McNabb pitched it out. Stone gloved it down to himself, clear of the defense. Had one man to beat it was the goaltender Mackenzie Blackwood. And Stone scores his 5th of the playoffs in just 11 games. 5 goals, 5 assists for Stone.
Korzak and Coughlin already almost played 5 minutes of this game.
They're not. They were on the ice for a few goals last game.
Yep.
Korzak 2 assists, Coughlin with 1. Puck ends up back behind the net. Eichel tips it to the left point, but Hannafin has to back off. John Tortorella pointed out on the pregame show, Gary, that had there been a 3rd assist on the game winner by Hurdle, it would have been Coughlin. Avalanche in the zone. Weak-hearted left half-wall shot sticked away by Carter Hart on the attempt. Vegas coming out. Collision at center. As Dorofeev was bodied by Burns. Knights get it into the zone anyway. Barbashev toward the goal! Stopped by Blackwood. William Karlsson reaching, and he one-hands it on. But a great stop by Blackwood, holding his ground and staying with the pass that came to the top of the crease. Karlsson, the left-handed shooter, flying into the zone from the right wing. Got there just in time, and he one-handed it. Stick in his right hand, but Blackwood makes the save.
Barbashev is facing Carter Hart, and he looks over his shoulder and sees Karlsson coming from the bench, flying down the right side of the ice, and so he throws a backhander over there, and it's in the air. William tries to knock it down and in. Blackwood makes the save. Great play.
That's got to be, 2.5, 3 feet off the ice.
Yeah.
Vegas wins the right circle face-off. Marner, a one-timer tipped wide. Broke Karlsson's stick on the tip. He'll head to the bench. Avalanche clear the zone. Bouncer coming back. Coughlin is there with Korzak. Karlsson has a fresh twig from the bench. Rink-wide pass goes near side. Howden forward to Karlsson. He dumps it in. Karlsson scored 2 goals in the clinching game against the Dallas Stars in 2023. A 6-0 shutout win for the Knights. Colorado dumps it in. Fourth liners Kiviranta, Kelly, and Drury. Around it goes. Korzak to it. Sandwiched in the corner. Coughlin tries to help out, but it's Parker Kelly. 1 assist in this series. 4 points in the playoffs overall. Malinsky from the right point rims it around. Counterclockwise, and Drury left it at the point. Kulak's pass knocked down and out to center. Picked up by Mitch Marner. Backing off, floats it forward. From the bench came Sissons, but knocked away from him. Colorado has the puck in its own end. 3:20 to go, first period. Vegas leads 1-0 in Game 4. Avalanche come in. Sissons on the back check, sweeps it away from the oncoming Marty Necas. Necas just 1 goal in the postseason, 11 assists, and 1 of them in this series. Necas over it. Got 200 points exactly in the regular season. Nathan McKinnon well over at 127. Top 2 offensive players during the regular season for Colorado, the President's Trophy winners. In they go on the right. Here's Kadri. Delays. Put it down the slot. Cut down in front. Poise in front of the goal. Here's another pass from McCarr that goes left. Some shoving in front of the net. McNabb dueling with Brock Nelson. Puck is along the boards and now goes behind. Nelson from the right corner. Strode out to the point. Taves across to the left wing. McCarr back to the right. Taves a shot turned away by Hart. And the rebound sails out of play over the short glass near the Golden Knights bench.
Brock Nelson grabbed Braden McNabb's glove or stick and held it behind the net. And it prevented McNabb from getting to the puck and clearing it. It was a missed call. Should have been interference, holding the stick, whatever you want, but it resulted in a really good opportunity for the Avalanche. Cale Makar skating better than he did the night before, than he did in Game 3. He just looks more confident. You see that. You use the word levitating all the time. He's going left to right really well. Great lateral movement.
He did play over 27 minutes for Colorado last game. Knights win the D-zone draw. Anderson rimming it around to the far boards. It's tipped through center. Burns headed back. Brent Burns, 41 years old, has not missed a game since the 13-14 season. By the way, 13-14, that was the last season that a team overcame. Oh, a turnover and a shot save! Wow, big stop from Blackwood on Mitch Marner. He got the puck between the circles. Colorado counters. A Lehkonen shot blocked by Anderson. Lehkonen again for McKinnon. Circling, he flipped it in front right through. Untouched to Kulak at the left boards. McKinnon centers, hacked away by Hanifin. Starts Howden forward, lifts it ahead off the left boards and in. No icing with 1:40 to go in the first period. Started to mention 2014. Last time that Burns missed a game, and that was the last time that a team came back from the 3-0 series deficit in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and it was the Sharks. Lead pass to Kolasar, tracks it down right wing on the outside. Tap back misses Theodore. He pokes to keep it in the zone. Over to the near side. Kulak falls over away from the puck. It's a broken play. It's steered down the boards by Kolasar. And now in behind for Dowd. Near the right corner. Dowd to the right point. Theodore. He shoots. Knocked down in front. Rebound poke to the corner. Kolasar on it. Tried to center, but he was stick checked. Penalty coming. It's going to be against Colorado. Hooking against the Avalanche. As Kolasar tried to center, he got hooked by Manson, and the Knights will be going to the power play in Game 4.
Colorado penalty number 42, 2 minutes for hooking.
First penalty against either side in this game. That referee, Kelly Sutherland. His partner today, Gord Dwyer, linesman Matt McPherson and Bevan Mills. Just to finish the thought, 2014, the last time that a club came back from the 3-0 series deficit, the San Jose Sharks with Brent Burns and Tomas Hertl had a 3-0 series lead against the Kings. Los Angeles comes back to win it in 7, first-round series. And obviously the Kings went on to win the Stanley Cup that year. And Tomas Hertl talked about it on the pregame show today, wanting to avoid that history from repeating. Hertl to take the draw. Game-winning goal last time out for Hertl. But Colorado wins this face-off. Clear goes all the way down. Minute to go in the period. Final minute brought to you by Credit One. 1 to go. Knights power play in this series, 2 for 9, 1 for 3 in Game 3. 25% in the postseason overall. In on the near side left, it's Eichel. Back and forth with Dorofeev and down to the left corner. It goes in behind. Stone tipped a pass, so Colorado could not clear it ahead. Hertl from the right corner. Jabs it toward Eichel. Taves in the way. Dueling for the puck with 30 seconds to go in the period. Puck goes over the glass. Will it be a penalty? The officials will talk about it. It went over the glass in the right corner. They're talking about it still. Puck went over the glass in the right corner. It was hard to tell from our standpoint whether it grazed somebody's stick, clipped the glass, etc. 28 seconds to go in the period. Knights would start the second period on the power play anyway. They've got a 1-0 lead late in the first period of Game 4. Mark Stone, an even strength goal. First goal that the Knights have scored in the first period this series. They've been outscored 4-0 in first period so far. But the only goal here in Game 4. And the officials are talking with leadership from the respective teams. Gary, have you seen anything on the replays?
Well, Taves flips it up. Does it hit the glass? I don't know. Tomas Hertl is right there. He immediately says that's over the glass. They're not going to call it. They're saying it went off the glass. I don't know how they saw that, but clearly Taves flips it up.
Well, as we often say,
we don't want them to guess.
Exactly, as we often say, if you don't see it, you can't call.
Yep.
And so if they could not see it go out clean, you cannot call. So no penalty for delay of game. And the Knights will continue at 5-on-4. 28.9 seconds remaining first period. If the Knights do not score, they start the second period with about a minute of power play time. Right circle face-off for the Knights power play. Top unit stays on. Eichel wins it. Dorothea to Marner. Right side, he shoots, save. Rebound, a stick check. Prevented an Eichel rebound chance. On the near boards left wing. Barbashev, and now out to the line. Here's Marner closing, fakes. Back to the circle for Eichel. Threw it toward the net, knocked down. Eichel again. Looking on Taves. Hurdle shoot, save. No rebound from Blackwood. As the whistle with 8.8 to go in the period. Knights will get another crack with the man up, and they're going to keep the top unit out there. The Avalanche, meanwhile, change 3 of their 4 players.
Jack Eichel, the puck just eluded him. Puck came on net and spilled out, and it was kind of in between Taves' legs, and it prevented Jack from getting his stick on a clean one. He could have flicked it into the net.
Devon Taves, the one killer who stays on for Colorado. Brock Nelson for the faceoff against Jack Eichel. Knights left wing. Eichel wins it. Dorothea shot blocked high. It's O'Connor in the way of Dorotheev's bid. Puck ends up in the slot, floated out. That'll do it for the period. 20 minutes complete in Western Conference Final Game 4. Knights lead the series 3-0. They lead this contest 1-0. 40 minutes from clinching a berth in the Stanley Cup Final. Mark Stone from Braden McNabb and Shea Theodore at 4:42, an even-strength goal on an airborne clear by McNabb. Stone gloved it down to himself, went straight in, and thought he might go backhand left post, instead back forehand to the right post. The game's only goal so far.
It was a great move to get to the forehand, and it kind of goes off the post as he flicks it in. Beautiful goal and gets Vegas started, and this is a way better start for the Golden Knights than in Game 3, although it's funny. We said after the first period, and I heard you talking to John Tortorella about it today, Vegas had chances in the first period the other night. They just didn't go. Well, tonight they don't give Colorado a lot. Carter Hart had to make a big save on Brock Nelson, but Vegas is good in the first period.
Indeed, and let's hear from Keegan Colasar about it. Hi, Keegan, Dan Duva, and Gary Lawless in the radio booth. Thanks for joining us. What did you make of today's first period?
Yeah, it's great. Carter helped us out at the start when we knew they were going to have their push. And likewise, when they're trying to be as offensive as they are, they might lose coverage or have a little mental lapse, and that's when Nabber and Sony were able to capitalize on it.
Yeah, you've watched your captain do some pretty cool stuff over the years. That goal doesn't surprise you, I bet.
No, not at all. And I know we're not going to stop with that either.
You know, Keegan, Dylan Coghlan and Caden Korczak had not played very much together for the Golden Knights this year, but they were instrumental in the Game 3 win. What did you see from those two?
Yeah, they're just two guys that are incredible skaters. I think they're just using it to their advantage. So when you see them make plays like they do and they close out defensively, just starts with how good of skaters they are.
You scored the other night, and it seems to have given you a little bit of a boost of confidence.
Nope. Wasn't lacking confidence before, Gary, but thanks.
All right.
Keegan, thanks. Best of luck.
Thanks, guys.
Keegan Colasar from the Knights dressing room. His first point of the postseason coming in his 15th game, and that was the game-tying goal. Again, we talked about that third D pair, Gary Coghlan and Korczak out there, and the puck comes toward the front of the net. It's Colasar to knock it down, sort of tip it on goal. Save was made by Wedgwood, and then Colasar steers it off the right post and eventually into the goal, and obviously that tied the game.
Yes, it did, and he's been good again tonight and just drew a penalty.
So the Knights will start the second on the power play. Manson hooking Colasar at 18:56. So just about a minute of carryover time. Shots on goal in the period, Vegas 9, Colorado 8. The goal was Stone's 5th of the postseason, his first at even strength, his other 4 power play goals. McNabb's 3rd assist of the playoffs. He's got 4 points. Theodore's 7th assist and 11 points for Shea. And the Knights have a 1-0 lead. One more point on Shea Theodore, by the way. How about this? An assist on that goal. So he has the most career points during potential series clinching games in Knights history. 5 goals, 16 assists. That's 21 points in 25 games played. Most points during potential series clinching games in Knights franchise history. And again, I mentioned he scored the first ever goal in Knights playoff history. Game 1, round 1, LA Kings, the only goal in that 1-0 win. Knights won 3 more games to sweep that first round series against LA. They have not swept a series since then. A sweep today would send them to the Stanley Cup final. Golden Knights 1, Avalanche 0 through 20 minutes of play. Because the Knights scored in the first period, free French fries tomorrow at McDonald's. Download the mobile app. You get free fries of any size tomorrow at your local McDonald's. No penalty kills so far for the Golden Knights today, but our friends at Just Ingredients present penalty kills. And today, Just Ingredients is the game title partner. So thank you from the Golden Knights to our friends at Just Ingredients. Ryan Wallace has the intermission report when we come back. 1-0 Knights after 1 in Western Conference Final Game 4. Knights lead the series 3-0. Presented by Lee's Discount Liquor. It's the Stanley Cup Playoffs on the Vegas Golden Knights Radio Network. The biggest plays on the ice.
He's up ahead, Pacioretty to the net. Backhand score. What a move!
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Hey, Golden Knights fans, when we win, you win. That's because Buffalo Wild Wings is giving away 6 free wings with a $10 minimum purchase anytime the Golden Knights win a preseason, regular season, or playoff game. This Win for Wings promotion is valid for 2 days after each qualifying game at all B-Dub Sports Bar locations throughout the Vegas area. Get your 6 free wings on top of great drink specials, including some of the best happy hour and late night prices Vegas has to offer throughout hockey season at your local Buffalo Wild Wings, a proud partner of the Vegas Golden Knights.
Being diagnosed with cancer was the hardest thing I've ever faced. Funny how when I got the news, it was life's simple things that mattered most, like nights out with the kids. As a candidate for a new clinical trial right here in Vegas, I've been able to spend more time with them, making memories, and never missing a family night out.
Comprehensive Cancer Centers. Here where you need us.
It's time to upgrade your roofing and solar experience, and Cooper Roofing and Solar has you covered. Literally. From re-roofing to deck installs, roof tune-ups, skylights, and more, they do it all. Right now, subscribe to Cooper's maintenance plan and get a 15% discount on roof maintenance. Keep your roof in top shape, avoid emergency repairs, and save big. Cooper Roofing and Solar is employee-owned and Southern Nevada's largest roofing company. Call Cooper today at 702-688-7940 or visit coopersolar.com. Cooper Roofing and Solar, proud roofing partner of the Vegas Golden Knights.
Welcome to Win City, where a hat trick means more than just 3 goals in a hockey game. It's also when you reach 3 goals in life. You make the perfect souffle. You graduate with that diploma. You land your dream job.
For the hat trick! What a play!
Another great play is scoring the official credit card of the Vegas Golden Knights with exclusive perks and benefits for VGK fans. See if you pre-qualify at CreditOneBank.com. Terms apply. Credit One Bank for what's ahead.
The legendary El Cortez Hotel and Casino, Las Vegas's original downtown hotspot since 1941. Play the slots, hit the tables, sip on classic cocktails, and enjoy hospitality the old school way. Experience the perfect mix of vintage Vegas charm and modern excitement that can't be found anywhere else. Whether you're here to stay, play, or dine, the good old days of Las Vegas are alive and well at El Cortez Hotel and Casino.
Going on vacation? We're here for it. With kids who turn the back seat into a courtroom drama over whose tablet is louder, whose charger is faster, and why watching the same cartoon for the 100th time is a human right? Yep, we totally have vehicles to handle that. Because whether it's a road trip or a business trip, where your flight's delayed, your phone's at 2%, and your dinner, whatever's open, yeah, here for that too. Enterprise, we're here for it.
Here's Ryan Wallace with the Intermission Report on the Vegas Golden Knights Radio Network.
The Vegas Golden Knights Foundation supports exemplary Las Vegas nonprofit organizations that make a positive impact in the local community with a focus on 5 pillars: youth, sports, health and wellness, education, first responders and veterans, and hunger and homelessness. For more information on the Vegas Golden Knights Foundation or to make a donation, visit vegasgoldenknights.com/community. The intermission report, the Golden Knights up 1-0 on the Colorado Avalanche after the first period of play. Taking a look at the highlights in the first period, we talked about it. The start, incredibly important. That was my key to the game. I wanted a fast start for Vegas, and Mark Stone delivered 4 minutes into the game with a sensational breakaway goal.
Taken by the Knights. Theodore to McNabb, who lifts it ahead. Stone behind everybody. In the clear. Forehand. He scores! Mark Stone has the first Golden Knights first period goal of the series. 1-0 Knights, 5 minutes into the game. Here in Western Conference Final, game number 4.
Mark Stone, his 5th goal of the postseason from Braden McNabb and Shea Theodore. 4:42 of the first period, made it 1-0 Vegas. That's where we stand after the first period of play. And while Stone gets the finish, and it was an excellent finish, the play from Braden McNabb was equally as good. McNabb in the corner sees Mark Stone breaking. It's an alley-oop pass over everybody in the neutral zone in a part of the ice, in a spot of the ice. Only Mark Stone's going to be able to get the puck. He is able to pull it out of the air, drop it down flat, make the play, make the move, but it doesn't happen without the recognition, the understanding of Braden McNabb when Stone was slashing through the neutral zone to get him that puck. And that is just years and years and years and repetition of teammates understanding where each other are going to be and playing off of one another. You could see it after Mark Stone scored. He immediately looked for, pointed to Braden McNabb. It was an excellent pass from McNabb, a tremendous finish from Mark Stone. And when you are looking at that first period, Vegas, big plays, they're up 2-0 on Colorado. You get the play from Mark Stone to score the goal, and then later in the period, Carter Hart with a massive, massive glove save on Brock Nelson on a breakaway. That's the difference so far in this game through 20 minutes. Take a break, come back with more in a moment. Presented by Lee's Discount Liquor, you're listening to the Vegas Golden Knights Radio Network.
What do you count on? You count on your power every day. At NV Energy, we've always powered what's important to you, but we're not looking at the past. We're focused on the future. While our standards are high, our rates will remain low. And our commitment to renewables isn't just meeting standards, but leading the way. Because you can count on more than just your power. You can count on the company who brings it to you. That's our promise. You can count on it.
Ouch! Check from behind. Man, that's gotta hurt. I'd hire Morgan & Morgan if I were them. What? Yeah, Dan, America's largest injury law firm. They serve up justice, ice, cold, law. Know what I mean? I guess. Their gloves come off when they fight for you. Okay. I'm talking a settlement slap shot. Shouldn't we be talking about the game? Yeah, Dan. Morgan & Morgan.
Official partner of the Vegas Golden Knights. Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
For years, everyone thought Verizon had the best network, because they did. But now the best mobile network in the U.S. is T-Mobile. T-Mobile's network has the most advanced 5G, with more towers, and their signal reaches further than ever. So you can text and Insta-talk and say, you won't believe where I am.
T-Mobile has the best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence Data 1H 2025. See T-Mobile.com/network.
Since 1981, we've been raising every glass, serving on Nevada, making good times last. From wine to whiskey,
beer and more.
Find your favorites at every store.
Lee's Discount Liquor,
Nevada's place to go.
Biggest selection, prices you love.
23 stores across the Silver State.
Serving Nevada
since 1981.
Lee's Discount Liquor,
where Nevada celebrates.
It's almost time for the second period, but first, here's Ryan Wallace with the intermission wrap-up on the Vegas Golden Knights Radio Network.
Hey, Golden Knights fans, we know you'd do anything for a win and an ice-cold Bud Light, because whether you're cheering in the arena or parked on the couch, the clean and crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. Bud Light, easy to drink and easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. The intermission report, the Golden Knights up 1-0 on the Colorado Avalanche after the first period of play here in Game 4 of the Western Conference Final. A win for the Golden Knights, and they are through to the Stanley Cup Final for the third time in franchise history. Stats of the period are presented by Foley Family Wines. Shots 9-8, the slight edge there to the Vegas Golden Knights. Hits 11-8, also favoring Vegas. Golden Knights technically 0-for-1 on the power play. They'll have about a minute of carryover power play time to start the second period. Colorado, no power play opportunities in that first period. The Avalanche charged with 3 giveaways, a single takeaway, 3 block shots. Vegas 6 giveaways, 0 takeaways, and 5 block shots. I really like that period from the Golden Knights. And I kind of touched on it a bit, but if there's a team that is likely to make a big play, it's the Golden Knights right now. Every single time they are in the offensive zone, it feels like an inevitability that Vegas is going to get a really good look, a great chance on net, a great scoring opportunity. They are finding seams. They are winning battles. They are holding on to pucks. They are getting to the front of the net. They are getting to the dangerous areas of the ice in the offensive zone. And then on the other side of the puck, in their own zone, they are closing on Colorado. They are then winning the battles along the wall. They are winning the loose pucks, and they are keeping the Avalanche to the outside. Outside of the breakaway opportunity for Brock Nelson, which was a great chance, a great opportunity for Colorado, and Carter Hart shut the door. Everything else for the Avalanche in that first period was from the flanks, from the outside. So the Golden Knights are winning on both sides of the puck through the first 20 minutes. The objective here is to just keep it going. Keep that going for as long as possible. And I think if you're the Golden Knights, power play, early power play goal in the second period, when have we seen that before? I'd like to see it happen for the Golden Knights to start the second. Second period action's coming up next. Dan and Gary, they've got the call. Presented by Lee's Discount Liquor. You're listening to the Vegas Golden Knights Radio Network.
Calling all Vegas Golden Knights fans, hockey season is back, and the RTC Game Day Express is your hassle-free ride to victory. Catch a direct, fast ride to VGK home games at T-Mobile Arena from 6 convenient spots for just $4 round trip. No traffic stress. Leave the driving to us. Visit rtcsnv.com/Game Day Express for details. Follow us on social media at RTCSNV for a chance to win tickets to VGK home games.
California's #1 casino just got better. Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel is now the only AAA 5-diamond rated casino hotel in the country. Become a Club Serrano member today and enjoy perks and exclusive rewards. VIP at another casino? Trade up and take advantage of the tier and offer match program at Yamava Resort and Casino, voted #1 casino outside of Vegas by Newsweek. You in? Details at yamava.com. Must be 21 to enter.
Broker license number 1001607.LLC.
You gotta go Galindo.
I'm Josh Galindo, owner of Galindo Group Real Estate. We're not just a real estate company, we're a lifestyle brokerage with over 20 years of experience. When you work with us, you get more than a realtor. You get an entire team dedicated to creating an experience you'll love. From start to finish, we make buying or selling your home smooth, fun, and completely stress-free.
You gotta go Galindo. 702-820-HOME.
GalindoGroupRealestate.com.
When I brought the Golden Knights to Vegas, I wanted to create something unique for Nevada. High Ground Vodka is made from estate-grown rye and Sierra Nevada snowmelt for a smooth finish. It's hard to make it this way, but we want to do it right. Distilled in Minden, Nevada, High Ground is an exceptional Nevada-born vodka and proud partner of our hard-working hockey team. If you're 21 or over, I hope you give High Ground Estate Vodka a taste.
Hi, I'm attorney Adam Kuttner. I grew up playing hockey. To win in hockey, you have to be aggressive, you have to work hard, and you have to have a great team. And it's no different when I'm representing my clients in their personal injury cases. My team and I work hard to get you the maximum settlement as quickly as possible, because winning is everything.
If you've been injured in an accident, ask attorney Adam Kuttner, 702-382-0000. That's 382-0000.
Back to the Golden Knights taking on the Colorado Avalanche in the Western Conference Finals of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
High above ringside at T-Mobile Arena here in fabulous Las Vegas. Could be a little bit more fabulous than normal later tonight. Vegas a chance to clinch a berth in the Stanley Cup Final for the third time in franchise history. They have a 3-0 series lead in the conference final against the President's Trophy winning Avalanche. Knights winning game 1 by a score of 4-2. Winning game 2, 3-1 in come from behind fashion. And then trailing 3-0 in game 3. Came back to win here on Sunday 5-3. The first time they pulled off a 3-goal playoff comeback win. So on their precipice of clinching a berth in the Stanley Cup Final. Inside the radio booth, I'm Dan Duva with Gary Lawless. Gary, it's a 1-0 Knights lead. Mark Stone, the first goal.
High danger scoring chances for Vegas were 11-2 in that first period. And saw a shot chart for Colorado. They're nowhere near Carter Hart. And Vegas has been all around Mackenzie Blackwood.
Blackwood has not seen action in 13 days. Started game 5 for Colorado, but got pulled after 20 minutes, gave up 3 goals. Told you about the Knights coming back from 3 down. That's what Colorado did to Minnesota, winning 4-3 in overtime. The 2 times there have been 3-goal playoff comebacks this year. Underway here in the second. Avalanche come in shorthanded, but an attempt is blocked up and out of play. Scott Wedgwood came on in relief of Blackwood in that game and only saw 7 shots in 43-plus minutes. As Colorado roared back to knock out Minnesota in Game 5. Again, that was 13 days ago, Wednesday the 13th. Gary, you and I were sitting at a restaurant in Anaheim watching that game. As the Knights, of course, were in the midst of that series. They had just won in overtime in Game 5 against the Ducks here. And here come the Knights to the offensive zone now. Vegas closed out the Ducks in Game 6. Vegas 2-0 in clinching games this postseason. Puck to the high slot. Hurdle steps to it and sticks it down behind. Stone trying to rim it around, but it got knocked down. And the Avalanche get it deep in their own zone. 20 seconds left on the penalty to Josh Manson. Colorado sends it in. Back comes Jack Eichel to retrieve. Eichel one-hands it through center, catches up to the puck, hands it off on the entry. Hurdle from the left wing side, breaks, feeds left circle, and now Eichel straight on. There's Marner. Shoots! Tipped high by Dorofeev, off the glass, still in play. Avalanche cleared off the near boards. And that does it for the power play. Minute gone by second period. Vegas leads 1-0. That was the first power play of the game for either side. Knights had 2 shots during the first part of that power play, but none on the second part of the power play, interrupted by the intermission. Knights get the puck in the O-zone, and Anderson trying to rim it behind, but it got tipped up and out of play. Gary, of course, in game number 3 of this series, Vegas had a carryover opportunity, and it was Mark Stone who scored 19 seconds into the second period. So the carryover power play worked in that game, which often throws a monkey wrench into the power play. The whole intermission, you cut the ice, you don't have your touches, so you don't often see successful power plays when you've got the intermission between the first minute and the second minute. Colorado wins the defensive zone draw. Kulak sends it through center, but the waiting stick of Theodore cuts it off. Don't bank it forward, but wide of the goal. It's an icing. Stone from McNabb and Theodore, the lone goal so far. 4:42 to go in the first period. The Knights leading 1-0.
McNabb and Theodore still saying those names 9 years later, Dan. Been a big part of everything the Golden Knights have ever accomplished. And obviously Mark Stone came along in year 2 in a massive trade swung by Kelly McCrimmon at the trade deadline.
Colorado wins the draw. McKinnon shoots it wide right. Landeskog won the left circle faceoff, and McKinnon just missed on a wrist shot. Around behind Makar, sharp angle shot, shrugged off by Carter Hart, and he reaches down to his right to glove it, and he does have the whistle. Well, Gary Shea Theodore has played in all but one of the Golden Knights playoff games, 121 out of 122. McNabb has missed 8. William Karlsson has missed 6. Missed the first round this year. Those are the first playoff games he had missed. Well, those are top 3 in that category, but yeah, Mark Stone is now most in the scoring department, including multi-point games now, 21 multi-point games. This is the 96th Golden Knights playoff game for Stone. Multi-point game last time out for Stone. From the draw, Taves shoots it on. Carter Hart sucks it in. Stone is up to 10 points with the goal today, but Yeah, just his first multi-point game of the postseason. Last time out, the power play goal in the second period, and then the assist in the third on Tomas Hertl's eventual game winner. Face-off win for Sissons in his own zone. McNabb near corner with Theodore. McNabb turned it over. Landeskog carries it down low. Put it behind for McKinnon. Tried to return for Landeskog. Knight sticks her in the way. With both Dowd and Theodore defending. Puck comes out to the line. Swing and a miss by Taves. Pressure from Dowd on McCarr. Twisting into his own zone. Now chased by Cole Smith. 1 against 2. Creates a loose puck. Dowd could not grab it. It's McCarr again. The alternate captain sends it left wing. McKinnon to Landeskog. Bodied by McNabb. They both go down. Puck along the near boards. Left wing for Colorado. Cole Smith lifts it out. Hoisting it on his backhand. Gloved down by Devon Taves. And Colorado has the puck once more. They'll dump it in. 2.5 minutes gone by second period. Vegas leads 1-0. Puck out of the trapezoid on a centering feed by McKinnon. Knocked down. Bounces right corner. McKinnon another centering pass intercepted by Dorothea. Burrows in behind his net. Trying to make a breakout pass on his backhand. It was knocked down. Theodore has it again deep in his own zone. Rifles a breakout pass that got tipped. Manson takes it at center. Waits for his teammates to tag up and then dump it in. But got a penalty. He's got a hooking call. And referee Kelly Sutherland will tell us.
Vegas penalty number 22. 2 minutes for hooking.
Another minor penalty against Cole Smith. And that's been an issue for him. John Tortorella had brought it up earlier in the playoffs. And he committed a couple of minor infractions last game. All of his penalty minutes, Gary, have been minors. He had one double minor, but his penalty minute total, which is most on the team, and no majors or misconducts or anything. He's up to 22 penalty minutes with this one here.
Nathan McKinnon was just set on the ice for almost a 3-minute shift. And right from the start of the period, he was on the ice. He went off for about 14 seconds, 10 seconds, and now he's back out there. These guys are going to play a ton.
No choice with the season on the line. Knights win the draw. Puck behind. Hanifin stumbling, but he still clears the zone. McCarr cuts it off at his own blue. Colorado's power play 0 for 4 in Game 3. In the series, 1 for 9. That was their 6-on-4 power play goal in the late stages of Game 1. Colorado enters on the right wing. Natchez cycles it backward. Kadri, shadowed by William Karlsson. On the right boards, Karlsson knocks down a pass, fails to clear. McCarr holds it in. The righty defenseman back skates left, opens up, feeds left McKinnon. Still looking, the righty from the outside dishes down low. Back and forth passing from the left wing side. McKinnon shoots over the goal. Clanks off the far boards and out of the zone. It'll slide back to the Colorado end. Knights can make some changes. Karlsson and Hanifin get off. Eichel and Marner have come on. Now Anderson and McNabb the D. Here come the Avs. In on the right side, Natchez for Cadbury. Pressured by Marner. Marner gets it out. Looking for Eichel. Couldn't quite get it to him. Eichel that knocks it away from McCarr. Eichel heads to the bench. McCarr retrieves the puck. Penalty time under a minute. Avalanche send it in, but Carter Hart goes over to play it at the left wing goal line. Theodore takes the handoff and fires it out. McCarr cuts it down at his own blue, angles it toward McKinnon, bouncing around at the line. Howden takes it and turns. He'll send it the length of the ice. Howden with a few shorthanded goals here in the postseason, tying the NHL record with seven other players. In come the Avalanche on the near side. They control with Brent Burns. High to low on the near boards for Natchez. Righty at the left dot. Looking. 22 on the power play for Colorado. Trailing 1-0 in Game 4 of the conference final. Burns right. One-timer save! Big blast from Nelson. Carter Hart shifting to his left to stop the blast from Brock Nelson, who's had 2 good scoring chances today. An earlier breakaway and a glove save. This time a one-timer stopped by the pads of Carter Hart. Penalty time expires. In comes Nelson again to the goal. Another save! Point-blank chip shot from Nelson, and Hart holds his ground. Still in the zone for the Avs, now at 5-on-5. Nelson centered, another save! Oh, wow! Carter Hart, another point-blank stop. Vegas rushes the other way. Chipped in by Cole Smith. Out of the box. Stone to it behind the goal. Colorado gets possession as Nicholas Watt starts it forward for Devon Taves. Gains the logo. And no icing. Carter Hart goes to knock it down. Retrieval for Korzak. Looks right wing side. So the Knights kill off the power play. And in the series, they've killed off 9 of 10. Penalty kill brought to you by Just Ingredients. The Knights remain in the lead, 1-0. Western Conference Final, Game 4, leading the series 3-0. Left wing shot, Parker Kelly. Stick save, Carter Hart. Puck goes behind. Rim around goes to the right point. Malinsky left for Kulak. He shoots. Deflected wide left. Jack Drury takes it off the near board. Scored a shorthanded goal last game. His third goal of the postseason for the fourth line center out of Harvard. Drury in the left corner. Low to high. Kulak. One-timer blocked by Dorothea. Rebound from his knees. Kelly looked out high. Carlson tipped it out. Malinsky knocks it down. Marner picks it up, scoops it in off the end boards. Side of the goal, Blackwood.
Well, not a great start to the second period for Vegas. It's been all Colorado.
Avalanche dump it in. No icing, though. Carter Hart had his arm in the air thinking he'd get the icing whistle, but no. Eichel, the retrieval, gains the red, chips it left. Left wing side, Barbashev shoots. Sucked in by Blackwood, no rebound. Whistle with 13:35 remaining, second period. Golden Knights 1, Avalanche 0. That will be the first shot on goal for the Knights this period. 9 in the first, and now 10 for the game. Colorado had 8 in the first period, already 6 in the second frame. One shot during the power play for Colorado, but the Knights keep them off the board. Each team 0 for 1 on the power play so far in Game 4. Knights lead at 1-0. They have a 3-0 series lead. A win sends them to the Stanley Cup Final. 13:35 to go in the second. 1-0 Knights. Presented by Lee's Discount Liquor. It's the Stanley Cup Playoffs on the Vegas Golden Knights Radio Network.
The legendary El Cortez Hotel and Casino, Las Vegas's original downtown hotspot since 1941. Play the slots, hit the tables, sip on classic cocktails, and enjoy hospitality the old school way. Experience the perfect mix of vintage Vegas charm and modern excitement that can't be found anywhere else. Whether you're here to stay, play, or dine, the good old days of Las Vegas are alive and well at El Cortez Hotel and Casino.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the rewards program that loves it when you date night, bet the perfect parlay, lounge poolside, ooh, shiatsu, bottle service, yeah, hit me, shop till you drop, and then some. Earn and redeem on countless amazing experiences at MGM Resorts. This is MGM Rewards. Why be a guest when you can be a member? Visit MGMRewards.com for more. Earning and redemption limitations may apply to certain purchases in certain states.
Ouch! Checked from behind. Man, that's gotta hurt. I'd hire Morgan & Morgan if I were them. What? Yeah, Dan, America's largest injury law firm. They serve up justice, ice, cold, law. Know what I mean? I guess. Their gloves come off when they fight for you. Okay. I'm talking a settlement slap shot. Shouldn't we be talking about the game? Yeah, Dan. Morgan & Morgan.
Official partner of the Vegas Golden Knights. Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Back to the Fortress for more Stanley Cup playoff action.
Golden Knights 1, Avalanche 0. Western Conference Final, Game 4. Winner of this series plays Montreal or Carolina. Hurricanes trailed that series 1-0, but consecutive overtime wins. They now lead the series 2-1. McNabb put it in front. One-time try by Carlson, saved Blackwood. Didn't get a lot on it at close range, but angled it on. Puck goes to center. Vegas back in. William Karlsson in pursuit. Karlsson scored 2 goals in the Knights' clincher back in 2023, a 6-0 shutout of the Stars in Game 6. From the right wing, it's poked left by Theodore. Rimmed around, taken by McCarr deep in his own zone. The righty plays it out. Lehkonen breaks inside the line. McNabb ties him up. Puck at center. Lehkonen steers it backward to his defense. Taves and McCarr. Taves has played just under 26 minutes per game in the postseason. McCarr just over 25 minutes. They're going to play a ton today. In on the right wing side come the Avalanche. O'Connor pressured by McNabb. Puck comes to the right side wall. Karlsson defends. Point shot tipped in front. Wide left from the corner. Ross Colton scored a goal a couple of games ago. Knights get it and clear it. But icing waved off. It'll go all the way in. Dorothea striding in pursuit. First to play it, though, Manson defensively. Barbashev misses the check on Manson. Puck at the left wall. Eichel ties up his man, but the Avalanche do work to center on the opposite boards. Burns forward and the dump it on the left wing side by O'Connor. Hart rims it back to the near side. Out to center it goes. Taken by Nicholas Waugh for the Avalanche. Waugh, Colton, and O'Connor. The third line for the Avalanche today. Colorado turns it over at center. Eichel with Hurdle coming in left wing. Hurdle dropped it back for Eichel. Knights in the midst of changing. Eichel shoots, stick down by Burns. Burns and Hurdle, longtime teammates in San Jose. A steal. Here's Stone toward Hurdle. He shoots. Blocker save. Burns' stick broken on the play as the Knights work to keep it in on the left wing. It does tumble towards center. Picked up defensively by Kadri, turning into his own zone as the Avalanche need to change personnel.
Vegas seems to have weathered the storm and started them out a little bit of a push of their own, Dan.
Now, 3 shots on goal this period after the Avalanche had the first 6. Knights left to right, leading 1-0, 11:20 to go in the second period. Down the middle, Sissons, backhander, save! Stone to Sissons. Stone was in the left circle, sort of flat-footed, but put it to Sissons in the right spot. Saved by Blackwood. Now it's a lead pass for Down. He shoots it wide! Puck was at center, and once again, Knights set up for a quick strike opportunity. Dow just misses the cage. Down with 3 goals here in the postseason. Deepest he's gone in the Stanley Cup playoffs in his 10-year professional career. Oldest player on the team, born in 1990. Puck is in the right corner. Down and Kolasar going to it, but it's Drury to take it defensively for Colorado. Far boards near the benches. McNabb cuts it off there. Put it into an open area on the right wing. Dowd on it. Dowd was a black ace for the LA Kings in 2014 when that club came from behind after trailing the series against the Sharks 3-0. LA won it in 7. Dowd had just turned pro after his collegiate career. Puck is back in the Knights' defensive zone. It's an offside play. McDowd, of course, had been drafted by the Kings and went to St. Cloud State for 4 years and briefly Vancouver, but then went to the Washington Capitals after they defeated the Golden Knights in the 2018 final. Down the last 8 years there, and now here with the Golden Knights chasing the elusive Stanley Cup. First time he has played this deep in the playoffs.
Mark Stone showing you his excellent passing ability. He strips a puck. He sends Hurdle in alone. He makes another play. He sends Sissons in alone. A great shift from the captain, Mark Stone. Just his line mates weren't able to cash.
Neutral zone face-off. William Karlsson out with Mitch Marner and Brett Howden. Anderson and Hannafin, the Knights D. Fourth line out there for Colorado. Drury, Kelly, Kiviranta. It'll end up back on a nightstick. Anderson plays the puck forward. Howden tried to angle it in, but it goes right to Cale Makar. In his own end with Devon Taves, pressured by Marner, but breakout pass got to Jack Drury. Dumps it in left corner. Hannafin back. Using the near side wall, got it to the line, not out. Taves sticks it diagonally right to the corner. Hannafin in pursuit, but it's Kelly, the fourth line winger, to play it. Now Kiviranta, just his 5th game this postseason, but a lot of playoff games against the Knights as a Dallas Star. Here's a dump in by the Knights. This is icing. 9:37 to go, second period. Vegas 1, Colorado 0. Western Conference Final, Game 4. A win for the Knights sends them to the Stanley Cup Final.
Jared Bednar throws his big line every time there's an offensive zone draw. Colorado, if the McKinnon line isn't gassed, they're going out over the boards.
Cale Makar, who has averaged 25 minutes and change this postseason, has already played in tonight's game nearly 13 minutes, and he's on the ice right now. Face-off on the near side. Landeskog loses this one to Karlsson. A couple of Swedes duel. Knights get it out. Brett Howden dumps it in on goal, so the Knights can change personnel. Marner in pursuit of the puck behind the net. Landeskog turns it over, out in front. Eichel couldn't get a stick on it, nor could Mitch Marner after Marner forced the turnover. Puck goes out to center. Marner at the end of his shift thought about going over the railing, realized the puck was at his skates, decided to play it. It ends up in the defensive zone for Shea Theodore. Knights control. Vegas now with 6 consecutive shots after Colorado got the first 6 of the period. Knights lose it on the entry. McKinnon turns up ice left wing. From the red, the righty pitches it deep left corner. McNabb coming behind. He rims it hard behind the goal and then over the far boards. Dorothea finds Theodore coming to center. Came hard off his stick. Theodore finds it anyway. Dumps it in right wing. Counterclockwise around the boards. Barbashev coming from the left. Dorothea from the right. Turnover. Dorothea, sharp angle try blocked by Manson. Recovering after he turned the puck over. Puck out of play. 8:36 to go in the second period. Golden Knights 1, Avalanche 0.
Now the Avalanche had the first 6 shots of the period, and Vegas has had the next 6. So it's been a tale of 2 periods here.
So we'll step aside now with the Knights leading 1-0. 8:36 to go in the second period. Presented by Lee's Discount Liquor. It's the Stanley Cup Playoffs on the Vegas Golden Knights Radio Network.
Your Vegas Golden Knights try to elevate hockey to an art form. Similarly, the team at Toshiba America Business Solutions empowers the art of business with award-winning copiers, printers, document management solutions, and digital signage that help you engage and delight your customers. As an official partner of the Vegas Golden Knights, Toshiba America Business Solutions works overtime to make you and your documents look good. And with the best service in town, you'll never find your business in the penalty box. Look for us at business.toshiba.com. Toshiba, official partner of the Vegas Golden Knights.
It's time to upgrade your roofing and solar experience, and Cooper Roofing and Solar has you covered. Literally. From re-roofing to deck installs, roof tune-ups, skylights, and more, they do it all. Right now, subscribe to Cooper's maintenance plan and get a 15% discount on roof maintenance. Keep your roof in top shape, avoid emergency repairs, and save big. Cooper Roofing and Solar is employee-owned and Southern Nevada's largest roofing company. Call Cooper today at 702-688-7940 or visit coopersolar.com. Cooper Roofing and Solar, proud roofing partner of the Vegas Golden Knights.
Hi, I'm attorney Adam Kuttner. I grew up playing hockey. To win in hockey, you have to be aggressive, you have to work hard, and you have to have a great team. And it's no different when I'm representing my clients in their personal injury cases. My team and I work hard to get you the maximum settlement as quickly as possible, because winning is everything.
If you've been injured in an accident, ask attorney Adam Kuttner, 702-382-0000. That's 382-0000.
Back to the game with Dan Duva and Gary Lawless on the Vegas Golden Knights Radio Network.
Vegas Golden Knights leading 1-0 in second period of Game 4, Western Conference Final. Knights have won their last 5, dating back to Game 5 of the second round overtime win against the Ducks. Pavel Dorofeev. Knights win an ozone draw. Stone shoots through traffic, knocked down in front with Tomas Hertl on his knees in front of the net, once more dueling with his old teammate Brent Burns. Colorado sends the loose puck down. Anderson back, plays it to center, off Hertl to Sisson, steers it right for Stone. Across the line, maintains possession somehow, but now is passed to Hanifin, lost. And the Avalanche gain control at center, off a stick on the entry. Hertl, and Natchez tries to sell a penalty. Natchez, they'll blow the whistle here. Natchez clipped, it looked by Hertl, but Natchez going down and shows as if he is injured, and the officials are going to come together. There is no initial call by the referees in real time. Natchez rolling and writhing a bit. He's still on his knees. It did not look like anything significant in real time. It looked like he was trying to initiate contact with Hertl more than Hertl trying to initiate it with Natchez. Hertl stuck out his rear end. Natchez goes down. He reaches for his knee. But, Hertl doesn't do anything untoward whatsoever.
They could call it interference, maybe, because the puck isn't anywhere near them. But, I don't know.
If anything, could you even call embellishment here, Gary? Again, it's hard to know what's in a player's mind, which is why officials would have a hard time calling embellishment. But Hertl's a bigger player, and when he bends over, his rear end goes out, and Nate just more or less skates into it. He tries to make it look like he's navigating. First of all, there's no skate-on-skate contact.
Oh. There's not going to be a penalty either.
It's Natchez skates into the rear end of Hertl. Certainly you don't want to see anybody injured. It's impossible to know if he is, embellishing or not. Again, I don't see a penalty there in real time. Not every injury is the result of an illegal play.
No. Jared Bednar is pleading his case.
At this point, as the Avalanche face elimination, you look for any advantage you can gain. You'll be a bit more risky trying to draw penalties, I suppose. We'll keep an eye on Marty Natchez to see if he's able to continue on. Of course, Nathan McKinnon hampered the second half of Game 3, blocking a shot from Shea Theodore with his right knee. McKinnon has looked in his normal self today. Cale Makar, who missed the first 2 games of this series, returned for Game 3. Has looked more like himself here in Game 4. Knights break out. Here's William Karlsson on the near boards to push it into the corner. Howden skates into Burns' right corner. Knights get the puck. Here's Marner tied up in the slot. Try to hand it off to Karlsson through his legs. Korzak right point finds it. Banks it low for Howden. Burns stick checked by Howden. Now cleared off the near glass by Nicholas Waugh. 7:30 to play, second period. Golden Knights 1, Avalanche 0. Game 4, the Western Conference Final. The Knights win, clinches the series. Vegas on the breakout. Marner too far in front of Howden. Knights will try to change here in the second period. The longer change. They got one player off. In goes Makar on the left wing, bodied by Korzak. Pass around the rim. Coughlin in the way of Lehkonen down in the corner. 2 Knights, 2 Avalanche in the right corner. Carter Hart watching to his left. Puck squirts in behind. Korzak is on it. Speedy defender leads Marner toward the neutral zone. Marner stood up by 2 Avalanche players. Trying to work it back in. Pitched in the air out to center by William Karlsson. Barbashev in pursuit. Impeded by Makar. Taves gets the pass ahead. It deflects in. No icing. William Karlsson behind his own goal. Chased by Landeskog. Up the boards it goes. Dorofeev with Barbashev to work it through center. Taves cuts it off in front of the Knights bench. Pushed further by Dorofeev, but not all the way in. Quick breakout comes from Kulak. Avalanche in. McKinnon falls over and he shoots it as he's falling wide left. Coughlin defending McKinnon. And here come the Knights once more. Coughlin across the red, dumps it right corner. Got a delayed penalty coming. Cross-checking call.
It's McKinnon.
McKinnon indeed.
Oh, sorry, Landeskog.
Referees are talking about it. Sutherland and Dwyer.
Colorado penalty number 92, 2 minutes for cross-checking.
And the Knights will head to the power play for the second time of the game. They're 0 for 1. Cale Makar wants a word with referee Kelly Sutherland, and Mark Stone there for the conversation as well. What did you see, Gary?
Well, it looks like to me Landeskog kind of boils over a little bit here. And McKinnon, or Coughlin might have got away with a little bit of a play on, at the end here we see it. He cross-checks to the head.
Landeskog.
Yeah, Landeskog. You can't get him up high like that. Gets him right in the side of the face.
Earlier in the sequence, Dylan Coughlin defending Nathan McKinnon in the left circle. McKinnon tries to make a move to go behind Coughlin and cut toward the net from the left dot. McKinnon goes down. McKinnon has the puck, so it's not interference. There was no penalty call in real time, but as McKinnon gets up, he looks to the officials wanting a call. Again, at this stage, there's no reason to not ask the officials for a penalty, but they call one against Colorado. Knights power play is 0 for 1 in the game. In the series, now 2 for 10. Here's Jack Eichel coming out of his own zone. 6 minutes to go, second period. Vegas leads 1-0. Eichel shoves it right, telegraphed it. Nelson knocked it down and out to center. Hurdle coming back in. Tomas has 6 power play assists. And he's factored in on more than half of the Golden Knights' 11 postseason power play goals. Stone has scored 4 of them. Dorofeev has scored 4 of them. Marner has 2. Theodore has 1. Knights in on the left. Here's Hurdle. Floats it toward Marner, going right through it across the shot. Oh, a great save! Dorofeev stopped by Blackwood, lunging to his blocker side. Still in the zone. Hurdle winding up for Marner. Redirect just wide. Stone got a piece from the top of the crease. And now it's in the blue paint. And in behind, there's Stone in the trapezoid. Double teamed. Minute to go on the power play. Puck squirts left. There is Eichel. Up top, Marner drifting right. Behind his back finds Eichel. Top of the left wing circle. Eichel still looking. Dishes down to the goal line and Stone. What'll he do? In front, deflected pass. Burns knocked it away before it got to Hurdle. Now Taves in the corner for Colorado. Couldn't get it to a teammate. Stone got it to Marner, left point. Put it down the boards off Stone. Eichel to it. Eichel pressured by Kiviranta. Eichel escapes through the left circle. Now to the slot. He shoots. Save. Rebound. Hurdle couldn't shoot it. Hurdle finds Marner. He winds. Marner cutting toward the net. Shot it wide on the backhand. 20 seconds on the power play. Corner to corner. Now in the left circle, it's Marner in front. Hurdle. Dorofeev. Glove save. Diving to his left, Blackwood. Dorofeev lined it up. Great look from inside the right circle. Blackwood keeps his team in it with a fantastic glove save to his left.
Carter Hart was fantastic to start this period, and now it's Blackwood. What a stop on Pavel Dorofeev. Pav usually throws that one in. He had a lot of net. He put it too low. Needed to get it up a little high.
Dorofeev had excellent opportunities in that sequence.
Both sides.
First on the left wing, the blocker side save for Blackwood, and then at the end of the sequence, Dorofeev from the right wing and a glove save for Blackwood. And now 10 consecutive shots on goal for the Golden Knights, and the last 4 of them here on the power play.
Well, it's one of the buttons that Jared Bednar pushed.
From the draw, Colorado controls. 10 on the power play. Knights cut it off. Here's Barbashev from the right wing to the point. Hannafin. He shoots. Tipped on. Save. Rebound far corner. Avalanche will get to it. Knights conservative backing off here with Landeskog out of the box. Pass toward him off target. It is an icing against Colorado. So the Knights cannot score. They maintain a 1-0 lead. 4:11 to go in the second period. Vegas leads the series 3-0. And with the updating shots now, Gary, 5 shots during that power play for Vegas, but they cannot score. They're 0 for 2 with a man up.
Bednar needed to make some kind of a move. And Nichushkin can't play, so he has to put Kivirant in. That's just, that he's forced into that one. He makes the decision to go with Blackwood instead of Wedgwood, and Blackwood has been brilliant so far.
Knights win the draw. Hannafin left point. Right for Anderson. Returns it left. Hannafin, wrist shot, tip wide. Came to the top of the crease, hit somebody, and went into the right corner. Up the boards it goes. A tie-up, and the Avalanche do clear. It's now been 10 minutes since Colorado last recorded a shot on goal. Here they ice the puck again. An ozone draw coming up now. Again, 5-on-5 here with 3:55 to go second period. Vegas leads 1-0. Only goal, Stone at 4:42 of the first from McNabb and Theodore. That's the only goal here in Game 4. Knights leading the series 3-0. And Vegas will have their top line on the ice. Eichel between Dorofeev and Barbashev. And the defense, McNabb and Theodore. This is the line that produced the offense in the comeback Friday in Denver. Knights win the draw. Theodore sends it cross ice off the left corner boards as Barbashev crosses with Eichel left goal line. Barbashev up the left wall. Lefty turns and rims it behind for Eichel. Chased by Manson. Eichel plays it pointward. McNabb right. Theodore one-timer blocked. Rebound right circle. Dorofeev banks it right point. Theodore again. Fakes. Backhands it away from Landeskog. Keeps it in the zone. Barbashev over to help. Now Dorofeev to the slot. Couldn't get the shot away. Kulak defense. Poke to the neutral zone. Retrieved by Theodore at his own blue. Rink wide right. Barbashev. Forward to Eichel who dumps it in. Blackwood behind his net. Rims it near boards. Bounces off a couple of people and eventually to center. On the near side of the neutral zone. Kadri dumps it in for Colorado. McNabb coming back with Theodore. Shea pokes it up the boards, but Natchez cuts it off. Natchez to the corner for Kadri. Corner to corner, misses the target, McKinnon. Back to the points, Natchez sends it up, but McCarr couldn't keep it in. Back it up to center ice. 3 minutes to go in the second period. Knights leading 1-0. And Marty Natchez looks A-OK after the collision with Hurdle earlier in this period. McKinnon from the left to the right. A shot, tipped high. And into the protective netting, out of play. Malinsky, the drive from the right wing. Hit somebody, but it did not go on goal. Sam Malinsky, the 27-year-old out of Cornell.
As good as Vegas has been this period, Colorado one goal away from evening this one up. And they've been dangerous at certain points. Lots of hockey left. Great game so far.
They have not scored a second period goal in this series. They've outscored the Knights 5-0 in second periods this series. They've been outscored 12-9 second periods playoffs overall. 1-0 Vegas, 2:41 to go second period. A Knights win tonight sends them to the Stanley Cup Final. Presented by Lee's Discount Liquor, it is the Stanley Cup Playoffs on the Vegas Golden Knights Radio Network.
Hey, Vegas. Hungry for game day? Nacho Daddy, proud sponsor of your Vegas Golden Knights, has you covered with winning specials. Suit up for the return of the Golden Knight Nachos, stacked with marinated filet mignon, gooey cheese, and all the fixins. And here's the power play. Show us your game day ticket, and your first Daddy's Margarita is on us. Celebrate 9 seasons of Vegas-born greatness with Nacho Daddy. Never a dry chip, always a great time. Visit us after the game and unite the realm. Must be 21 or older for margaritas. Please drink responsibly.
Vegas!
Yes, on behalf of Knock the Injury Law, Golden Pipes, Carnell Johnson.
If you've been hurt, Knock the is the word. Call 702-INJURED.
For Han Nakvi with Nakvi Injury Law. Imagine you've been injured in an accident. Now, do you want an assembly line law firm that treats you like a number and settles early for easy money? Hell no. Call me now for a free consultation at 702-INJURED.
Hello, I am Nikki Fargas, president of the Las Vegas Aces. I am proud to support the mission of Nevada Donor Network by sharing the need to register to be an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Right now, over 30,000 African Americans are waiting to receive a life-saving organ. You can help provide hope to those waiting simply by registering to be a hero. Nevadans are giving, and together we can save lives. Join us at wearenevadans.org.
Back to the Stanley Cup playoffs with Dan Duva and Gary Lawless.
Action resumes at T-Mobile Arena. Vegas 1, Colorado 0, 2:35 to go, second period. Airborne pass gets to the Colorado line. Howden knocked it down, but Vegas can't work in with possession. Avalanche with the puck after the timeout, but puck got away from Taves, and William Karlsson dumps it in. Howden goes in on the forecheck, then Karlsson, then Anderson. Karlsson with Anderson, they rim it around. Howden on the left, back into the corner for Karlsson. Off the stick, and Devon Taves turned it over momentarily, but then got it back. The puck was in the blue ice for an instant, but then Taves steered it to the outside. In go the Avalanche, Kadri with McKinnon, and then an errant pass goes out to the neutral zone behind McCarr. Manson grabs it near the red line and pitches it in. As Colorado changes personnel. Line changes brought to you by William Hill. Natchez pressuring Hannafin, both former Carolina Hurricanes. Knights send it in, but it'll be a control for Colorado. Manson chased by Hurdle. Minute 40 to go in the second period. Knights lead 1-0. Far side, Landeskog, captain of the Avs, sends it in. It looked to have gone off the rounded glass, but they allow action to continue. Bouncing puck in the right corner. Centering feed off his stick. And out to the near boards, there's Manson, the defenseman, right for Burns. He shoots, knocked down. Hurdle in the way of that try. Hurdle using the left wall to get it towards Stone. Stone trying to swim around Lekin, and he poked it in. End of a shift for that group. Mark Stone on the third line. What a benefit for the Knights to have the depth they do. Now McNabb, a slap shot blocked. Rebound thrown in front, redirect to Orfiev over the goal. Barbashev from the trapezoid. Looks right wing, Theodore steps to it. Hooks it down near the right goal line. Barbashev whips it across, off the stick. Eichel tries to corral it. Lehkonen feverishly sticking and pokes it into the corner. Avalanche clear the zone. Final minute of the period brought to you by Credit One. Under 1 to go. Knights send it in, but it is an icing. Barbashev looks to the Raptors, thinks he should have been able to tip that one and avoid the icing, but he could not.
Now Nathan McKinnon they're double shifting him. He's just staying out on the ice whenever he wants to right now. They need someone to get some offense going for them. McCarr's been pretty good tonight. McKinnon has had some moments, some flashes of danger, but not a lot for Colorado. After a good start to the second period, haven't had a shot in a long time.
It did go 11 minutes and 39 seconds between shots on goal. Knights got the draw, puck into the line, looked to have come out of the zone. Officials allow play to continue. Knights retrieve. Dorothea the head toward Eichel right boards. Got away from Jack, so it's Taves to pick it up. Put it behind his net, back and forth with McCarr. Taves, the defenseman, skates out. 20 seconds to go in the period. Pass to the line again. It looked to be offside. No whistle. Left wing, here's McKinnon. He slips it in front, knocked down. Rebound right in the shot. Blocked to the near boards. And kept in by Natchez. 8 seconds. Back to the right wing side. Another block by Eichel. Out of the zone. And that'll bring us to the end of the second period. 40 minutes complete in Western Conference Final, game number 4. Vegas leads the series 3-0. They have a 1-goal lead headed to the third period, where we know they have been excellent. Number 1 third period team in the regular season, and they're +9 here in the playoffs. They have a 1-0 game lead, 3-0 series lead, 20 minutes away from reaching the Stanley Cup Final for the third time in club history.
Rasmus Andersson just went after Natchez at the end of that period and had some words for him, accusing him of laying on the ice and trying to act up for a penalty, and he didn't get it. Vegas, real good push for certain stretches of that period. Mark Stone made some great plays. He's unable to beat Mackenzie Blackwood, and he is authoring quite a story so far in this game, Dan. He has been the best player for Colorado.
No doubt about it. Has not played for 13 days. Just one win in his 3 appearances. He had an appearance in relief, a start, played the whole game and won, and then a start got pulled and got a no decision in what was a comeback overtime win for Scott Wedgwood in the bunch to clinch the second round series. So Mackenzie Blackwood, who was the number 1 goalie last year in the first round series loss to Dallas, the number 2 goalie this postseason. Blackwood and Wedgwood combined for the Jennings. Fewest goals allowed in the regular season, with 197 allowed. Vegas, point of reference, at 242, 12th. And, of course, the Knights will beat any goaltender in front of them if they can. They've beaten Wedgwood 3 times, Blackwood in 5 regular season games against the Knights, 0-4-1. And so far, Vegas a 1-0 lead here in Game 4. Standing by for a live interview, we expect to hear from Rasmus Andersson momentarily.
Carter Hart, the other part of the goaltending story in this game, Dan, has just been so good. Comes into this game, he's on quite a run. He won the last 2 in the last series and won the first 3 in this series. In Game 3, he allowed 3 on the first 12 shots of the game, and then he stopped 23 straight. And and now his postseason numbers: 15-1-4 with a 2.30 and a .923 save percentage. He's been even better in the conference final. 3-0 with a 2.00 goals against and a .942 save percentage, and he's had to be very sharp at points in this game. It's only 15 shots against or on him so far, but he's had to make some big saves and a lot there at the end of that period.
Last time Colorado was held under 30 shots was way back on May 5th, a 5-2 victory against Minnesota in Game 2. Colorado took a 2-0 series lead in that game, so they didn't need a whole heck of a lot of offense. Scored a couple of power play goals in that game, but you get the idea. Typically, the Avalanche generate a lot of shots on goal and a lot of attempts. And a lot of their offense has come in the third period. In the postseason, they've outscored opponents in the third period. They had been 19-7, but now here in the series, it's 7-2 Vegas. So you update those numbers, and it's 21-14. But again, coming into the series, Colorado had outscored opponents 19-7 in the third period. Again, standing by for a live interview, we expect to hear from Rasmus Andersson. Will join us here in just a moment. Vegas 1, Colorado 0 as we go to the second intermission. Andersson with 5 assists in his first 15 games. Let's go downstairs now. Rasmus Andersson joining us. Ras, it's Dan and Gary in the booth. Thanks for coming by. What do you make of how your team has played so far tonight?
I thought we started the game well. I thought they had a little bit better than us that period. And, just reset and come back out, be aggressive in the third.
When you say that, be aggressive, Rasmus, you're not throwing caution to the wind. You're checking first. But how do you play aggressive and still look after things in your own end?
I mean, close quick, play with the puck. Don't just, give it away once we have it. So make plays under pressure and then, make them defend. And that's the furthest away from our net. So try to make them defend and take from there.
Last couple of years in Calgary, you were one of the older guys. And here you're just, you're part of a veteran group. What's it like to play with, Mark Stone, Jack Eichel, Braden McNabb, all these guys that are so poised?
You can really tell that they've been there and they've done it before. They're leaders. They lead the way, and you just try to follow along.
Rasmus, thank you. Good luck.
Thanks.
Rasmus Andersson playing his 43rd career playoff game today. He, like many of the Golden Knights, have not reached this point in the Stanley Cup playoffs in their careers. Andersson and Hanifin, of course, have been members of the Calgary Flames, who did have some playoff experience, go all the way back to 2019, but didn't get this far. Tomas Hertl got to the Stanley Cup final in 2016, but that's 10 years ago. So there are those guys who were part of the team in 23 that won the Stanley Cup, but there are some newcomers, Gary, who are hungry, haven't been to this point in the Stanley Cup playoffs before. And you can only imagine what's going through their minds as we get to this stage, 20 minutes away from a berth in the Stanley Cup final.
Well, you think of what Kelly McCrimmon did in the offseason. He added Marner. He added Sissons. He added Lauzon, who's not playing tonight. Then he went and he got Dowd and he got Cole Smith. He added Anderson at the deadline. And, of course, he added Carter Hart earlier in the season as well. So there's a lot of guys, fresh blood here, searching for glory.
Only goal so far, Stone from McNabb and Theodore at 4:42 of the first. Knights lead 1-0 going to the second intermission. Ryan Wallace has that when we come back. Presented by Lee's Discount Liquor, it's the Stanley Cup Playoffs on the Vegas Golden Knights Radio Network.
Broker license number 1001607.LLC.
You gotta go Galindo.
I'm Josh Galindo, owner of Galindo Group Real Estate. Need to sell your home fast? I'll buy it cash, as is, where is, no repairs, no commissions, no hassle. I've purchased over 1,200 homes for cash right here in Las Vegas. Whether your home is damaged, destroyed, tenant occupied, stuck in probate, or in perfect condition, I've got you covered. We are cash, we are fast, we are reliable, we are local. We are the best.
You gotta go Galindo. 702-820-HOME.
GalindoGroupRealestate.com.
Vegas! On behalf of Knock the Injury Law, Golden Pipes, Carnell Johnson.
If you've been hurt, knock me is the word. Call 702-INJURED.
Farhan Naqvi with Naqvi Injury Law. Imagine you've been injured in an accident. Now, do you want an assembly line law firm that treats you like a number and settles early for easy money? Hell no. Call me now for a free consultation at 702-INJURED.
Hey, Vegas. Hungry for game day? Nacho Daddy, proud sponsor of your Vegas Golden Knights, has you covered with winning specials. Suit up for the return of the Golden Knight Nachos, stacked with marinated filet mignon, gooey cheese, and all the fixins. And here's the power play. Show us your game day ticket, and your first Daddy's Margarita is on us. Celebrate 9 seasons of Vegas-born greatness with Nacho Daddy. Never a dry chip, always a great time. Visit us after the game and unite the realm. Must be 21 or older for margaritas. Please drink responsibly.
When accidents happen, the road gets rough. But for insurance companies standing in the way of justice, it's about to get bumpier. Because at Anthem Injury Lawyers, we don't back down. We fight harder, go farther, and never settle for less than you deserve. If they're not ready to play fair, they better buckle up. Anthem Injury Lawyers. Justice served, millions recovered. Call Anthem Injury Lawyers at 702-857-6000 or visit antheminjurylaw.com.
It's game night at Raising Cane's. And we're serving the realm with a feast of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy, crinkle-cut fries, garlicky, buttered Texas toast, and cane sauce. Skate in before the puck drops or after the game stops. It's always nighttime at Cane's. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love. Go, Knights, go.
At NV Energy, we do more than keep the lights on.
We're first responders,
weather watchers,
and good neighbors.
Yes, we fix lines,
but we also build new ones, prevent fires,
and we put on some pretty good barbecues on the weekends.
We try to get home at night in time to help with homework,
and then head back out for another shift.
Into any kind of weather.
Because that's our commitment to you.
At home.
And in our communities.
We're the people of NV Energy.
This is what we do.
Seguin lost it to Scheifele. Scheifele with 2-on-1. Scheifele scores!
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
1 period left in regulation. Let's go to Ryan Wallace with the intermission report on the Vegas Golden Knights Radio Network.
Fans, the RTC's Game Day Express service is just $4 round trip to Golden Knights home games from 6 convenient locations around the valley. For more information, visit rtcsnv.com today. It's the intermission report. The Golden Knights up 1-0 on the Colorado Avalanche after 2 periods of play. Take a look at the highlights in this game. We go back to the first period. I wanted a fast start. Mark Stone delivered 4 minutes into the game with a sensational breakaway goal.
Taken by the Knights. Theodore to McNabb, who lifts it ahead. Stone behind everybody. In the clear. Forehand. He scores! Mark Stone has the first Golden Knights first period goal of the series. 1-0 Knights, 5 minutes into the game. Here in Western Conference Final
Fifth goal of the postseason for Mark Stone from Braden McNabb and Shea Theodore. 4 minutes, 42 seconds into the game, made it 1-0 Vegas, and that's where we stand after 2 periods of play. We're back with more in a moment. Presented by Lee's Discount Liquor. You're listening to the Vegas Golden Knights Radio Network.
When you don't feel well, the last thing you want to worry about is how much a doctor visit will cost or how long you'll have to wait. That's why Radiant Star Checking includes 24/7 telemedicine access to licensed clinicians by phone or video, all for just $7 a month. Radiant Star Checking, a checking account that cares for you when you need it most. Visit westar.org/RadiantStar to learn more. Radiant Star Checking has a $7 monthly benefits fee. Activation required. Terms and conditions apply. Share savings with a minimum balance and membership eligibility is required to become a member. Insured by NCUA.
If you're considering purchasing a new or used Honda or need to service your current vehicle, go to the Name Las Vegas Trust for exceptional sales, service, and parts. Finley. Whether you're up north, down south, or somewhere in between, you're always just 15 minutes away from a Finley Honda store. Each location has friendly and knowledgeable sales and service professionals. So give us a call or stop in anytime. Finley Honda's been Centennial Hills and Finley Honda Henderson in the Valley Auto Mall. The difference is in the name.
Baseball is back. Boomer Sportsbook invites you to get in on the action with Big League Dime Lines. And here's a game changer, the Boomers Home Run Multiplier. If you bet on a player to hit a homer and he hits the longest of the day, Boomers will triple your wager back in bonus bets. Download the Boomers app and activate it in minutes at Ellis Island Casino, Casino Valley Verde, or Ojos Locos Casino. Plus, now you can fund your existing Boomers account at any Village pub. Must be 21. Terms and conditions apply. Bet responsibly.
There's a difference you can feel when you step into the showroom at Finley Honda Henderson. Sure, our cars are beautiful, built to last, and our certified pre-owned inventory is one of the largest in the country. But the difference is our people. From the sales floor to the service department, we're focused on you. Because when you're the center of our attention, everybody wins. It may not be what you're used to, but we think it should be. Welcome to the difference at Finley Honda Henderson in the Valley Auto Mall. Drive into luxury for less during the Lexus of Henderson Memorial Day sales event all month long. Discover incredible offers on the elegant 3-row Lexus TX, built for modern families, and the iconic RX lineup, available in gas, hybrid, and plug-in hybrid models. Take advantage of rates as low as 3.49% APR on select models for a limited time. Exceptional savings await at Lexus of Henderson in the Valley Auto Mall or online at lexusofhenderson.com. OAC up to 48 months. See store for details. Expires 5/31/26.
The third period is coming up. But first, here's Ryan Wallace with the intermission wrap-up on the Vegas Golden Knights Radio Network.
The Golden Knights have launched VGK Pay, presented by America First Credit Union, as a centralized payment system within the official VGK mobile app. VGK Pay is the smart way to pay for concessions in team gear at T-Mobile Arena and the Arsenal. At City National Arena, fans are eligible to earn rewards known as Fortress Funds, and season ticket members can easily redeem their discounts when using VGK Pay. The VGK mobile app is available for iOS and Android devices in the App Store and Google Play stores. See intermission report, the Golden Knights up 1-0 on the Colorado Avalanche in Game 4 of the Western Conference Final. An opportunity for the Golden Knights to punch their ticket to the Stanley Cup Final with a victory in this game. Stats of the period: shots 11-6, the edge to Vegas. Hits 19-16, also favoring Vegas for the game. Colorado 0-for-1 on the power play. Vegas 0-for-2 on the man advantage. The Avalanche charged with 12 giveaways, 2 takeaways, 7 block shots. Vegas 11 giveaways, 2 takeaways, and 11 block shots. It was a slower start to the second period for the Golden Knights, but then there was a shift from Mark Stone, where he made about 3 or 4 different plays to help his team stem the tide, and then it was all Vegas the rest of the way. Now, all that being said, Golden Knights threw a lot at Mackenzie Blackwood in that second period. He came up with a massive, massive sequence on a Golden Knights power play. So for Vegas, it's very simple. Find a way to get this one across the goal line. 20 minutes. 1-0 lead. Make it stand in the third period. Third period action's coming up next. Dan and Gary, they've got the call. Presented by Lee's Discount Liquor, you're listening to the Vegas Golden Knights Radio Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the rewards program that loves it when you... Date night. Bet the perfect parlay. Lounge poolside. Oh, shiatsu. Bottle service. Yeah, hit me. Shop till you drop. and then some. Earn and redeem on countless amazing experiences at MGM Resorts. This is MGM Rewards. Why be a guest when you can be a member? Visit MGMRewards.com for more. Earning and redemption limitations may apply to certain purchases in certain states.
Hello, my name is Ramon Martin del Campo, City of Henderson police officer and former Las Vegas Lights team captain. My mother, Susie, desperately waited for a second chance after years of fighting kidney disease. Through a paired kidney exchange program, she was able to receive the gift of life through transplant. Currently, about 85% of Americans waiting need a kidney transplant. I am a living kidney donor. Nevadans are giving. Join us at wearenevadans.org.
Being diagnosed with cancer was the hardest thing I've ever faced. Funny how when I got the news, it was life's simple things that mattered most, like nights out with the kids. As a candidate for a new clinical trial right here in Vegas, I've been able to spend more time with them, making memories, and never missing a family night out.
Comprehensive Cancer Centers. Here where you need us.
So, how can Enterprise pick Golden Knights fans up today? Well, say you want to take a playoff road trip. Enterprise has you covered. Or get a truck to haul your Golden Knights memorabilia to your new fan cave. Well, they do that too. Rent an exotic for a potential victory parade? Check. Well, what about buying any of the above? Yes, yes, and yes. Rent, buy, or share. Enterprise, official partner of the NHL, is the one place to go for every place life takes you.
At Access, we believe that music and sports are best enjoyed live and in person. That's why we're passionate about providing fans with tickets to the hottest sporting events and concerts around the world, including right here in Vegas. The Access ticketing app is safe, simple, and secure, and you can find it in the App Store for iOS or the Google Play Store for Android. Or visit us at access.com to find tickets to your next unforgettable live experience. That's AXS.com. Access, your ticket to Las Vegas.
Back to Dan Duva and Gary Lawless for the Western Conference Finals between the Golden Knights and the Avalanche.
Hi from Brickside at T-Mobile Arena in fabulous Las Vegas. Starting to feel like a long spring. Golden Knights lead the series 3-0. They lead game 4 1-0. A chance for a sweep against the reigning President's Trophy winners. Colorado had 121 points in the regular season. Their fourth President's Trophy, and their second in the last 5 years. But they are facing elimination at the hands of the Vegas Golden Knights, who did knock them out back in 2021 in the second round. Only goal so far, Mark Stone at 4:42 of the first from McNabb and Theodore. And that's where we stand, headed to the third. Inside the radio booth, I'm Dan Duva with Golden Knights insider Gary Lawless. Gary is brought to us by Findlay Honda of Henderson.
Findlay Honda of Henderson, they are a playoff performer every day of the year. There's no regular season for them. They are always trying to win your patronage and give you an opportunity to work with them. What a great dealership, great people, part of the Findlay family. Awesome.
Gary, the Colorado Avalanche went the last 14 minutes and 23 seconds of the second period without a shot on goal. We had credited one to Sam Malinsky, the defenseman. They took that shot away. So 14-23 since their last shot. Underway in the third period of Game 4. Knights lead the series 3-0. And they lead Game 4, 1-0 on the strength of Mark Stone's 5th of the postseason. Knights go right to left in the third period. Colorado retrieves. We'll keep an eye on the star players for the Avalanche, who've logged a ton of ice here today. McKinnon loses the puck on the entry. Barbashev's breakout pass is bouncing at center. Eichel sticks it in, but it's Cale Makar to grab it in his own zone. McKinnon played over 8 minutes in the second period alone. Colorado gets it in. Tap right corner, McKinnon. Run by Barbashev. Puck is all the way around and out of the zone to the Colorado end as the Knights change it up opening minute third period. Barbashev, an aggressive forecheck, 1-against-2. McCart steers it out to center, though. Ripped ahead by Ross Colton. Deflected puck at the line. Backhanded right corner by Arturi Lehkonen. Around it goes, off the stick on the far side wall. Marner did get it to center. Now the near side of the neutral zone for the Avalanche. Malinsky rims it back in. Anderson and Hannafin defend the puck, and the passing on the far boards deflects to Stone, who ladles it out. Bouncing near the red line, Avalanche from their own blue. Right wing Malinsky. Hammered hard by Mark Stone on the near boards, forcing the play to be offside. Well, we have talked so often about Barbashev, Kolasar, Cole Smith. Mark Stone can really wallop, as he did right there.
Yeah, Mark's a big man. Usually has the puck, and is so smart out there. You don't see him getting overly physical all the time.
Right, he can steal the puck from you with his great hand-eye coordination. That's what he's more known for in that defensive mindset. Because of the offside, Knights win the neutral zone draw. Coughlin finds Hurdle coming in. Now Sissons threw it in front, and it goes through the net. Now Blackwood seemed to miss it with the glove as it went through into the right corner. Now back around to the point, left wing. Coughlin threw it through the net mouth, and that is wide. And the Avalanche cleared the zone. Sissons prevented the forward progress through center for Colorado. They've got to regroup in their own zone, do the Avalanche. Vegas changes personnel. Colorado comes in on the left. Lead pass for Waugh. Out of his reach. Knights get it. Coughlin banks it near boards, and out goes Cole Smith. Across the red, shoots it deep. Around it goes clockwise. Kolasar in the right corner. Joined behind. Dowd and Kolasar behind the net. Smith reaches in, but he couldn't get it away from Waugh. Puck goes to center, and Parker Kelly, fourth line winger, dumps it in. Checked by McNabb as he does so. Theodore picks it up behind the Knights net. Turns up ice. Backhands it to center. Colorado takes it there. 2.5 minutes into the third period of Game 4. Knights lead the series 3-0. They can sweep today. On the attempt to break out, Cole Smith knocked over. Avalanche get it deep on the right side of the O-zone. O'Connor rimmed it to the point, returned low by Kulak. Along the boards, Hannafin knocked it down. Dorofeev in there to try to clear. It's bouncing around, and now it does go to center. The Avalanche will take it back at their own blue. Forward pass from Malinsky gets tipped all the way in. Hannafin and Anderson back. Drury goes in on the forecheck. Creates a loose puck for Landeskog. Anderson defending his fellow Swede Landeskog. And Landeskog loses the puck. Found again. Feeds to the left. McKinnon right from the car. Fakes around Hannafin. He shoots. Save! Old-fashioned pad save. Carter Hart standing upright makes the stop. And the crowd offers its approval. Still in the O-zone. Nate just narrowly keeps it in. Right from the car. Shoots. Eichel blocks it. McCarr couldn't keep it in. Barbashev poked it out of the zone. And the Knights can change players once more. McCarr retrieves. Coming left to right. Forward pass missed everybody. Nate just in pursuit. Icing waved off. Theodore gets it back to center. An airborne clear. It's Taves with McCarr in the D-zone. Marner forcing a turnover. Carlson tried to stick it in front, but a stick check by Ross Colton prevents a pass. Otherwise, it might have gotten to Marner. Now a try from Marner out high. That's blocked and goes out of play. The Knights will get a no-zone draw. The Knights' second line here, Gary. Very impressive. Howden, Carlson, and Marner. So much offense created in this postseason, but that effort on the forecheck, trying to keep the Avalanche in their own zone, just like Anderson talked about in our intermission interview.
It's staying on their toes, being aggressive. They want to play with the puck. They don't want to defend all period long, and this line has got so much. It's got the speed, the power, the skill, the hockey IQ.
Knights win the faceoff on the right. Carlson for Marner along the boards. Pass deflects to Carlson, going out high and sends it down into the corner. Howden separated from the puck by Manson. Marner got it back. Down to the right circle. Carlson, sharp angle shot save. Shrugged off by Blackwood. Had to stay deep in his crease and avoid deflecting it into his own goal. Knights still in the zone. Carlson closing, shoots, kick save, rebound, another pad save. Twice with Blackwood's right leg. Stopping William Carlson, the lefty in the left circle. Turnover by Colorado at center. McNabb leading Carlson. And William couldn't reel it in, but he did tip it down into the corner, allowing his teammates to change. Opening 5 minutes, third period, 1-0 Vegas. Now outshooting Colorado 23-15. Steal at center. Sissons works ahead with Hurdle. Sissons stood up as he dumps it in. Hurdle gets it behind. Hurdle from the right side. Turns and shoots. Save. Stone gets the rebound. Goes behind the net. To the left, and a Hurdle shot blocked. Hurdle's one-timer blocked by Malinsky in the left circle. Taken down low by Sissons. Escapes left to the point. Hannafin shoots. Save! With Hurdle on the doorstep. Sucked in by Mackenzie Blackwood.
Yeah, Hurdle a major matchup problem for Malinsky out front. Malinsky's trying to get through him, and Tomas just swats him away like he's a fly.
Knights have now 5 shots on goal this period. Colorado did get credited for one, as I mentioned, the upright pad save for Carter Hart. So yeah, figure out the time between the 2 shots after all, Gary. 17 minutes, 28 seconds. And 16-1 over the last 19-23. A zone draw coming for the Knights. 5 minutes gone by third period. Vegas leads 1-0 in conference final game 4. A chance to sweep the Avalanche.
William Karlsson with 3 shots on goal in that last shift. All 3 of them are dangerous.
5 shots in the game for Karlsson, leads the Golden Knights. 5 out of the 25. Hurdle and Hannafin have 3 each. Colorado wins the D-zone draw. Taves rims it around. It gets through everybody at center, but icing waved off. McNabb back to retrieve. McNabb and Theodore assisted on the lone goal in today's game, scored by Mark Stone as he snuck behind the defense. And backhand, forehand, the righty put it into the right post for his 5th goal of the postseason and his first at even strength. Getting the Knights' first period goal of the series. They had been outscored 4-0 in first periods here in the 3rd round. Colorado takes the puck back in its own zone. 14:30 to go in the 3rd. Knights ahead 1-0. Avalanche get it in. Eichel in pursuit, far boards. Down to the ice goes Parker Kelly. Loose puck out high. An attempt to poke it out by Barbashev. Eventually he does nudge it to center. Burns prevented forward progress. Marner gets it though. Trying to lead Karlsson. It got tipped. It got by Karlsson. Goes in behind the Colorado goal. Knights attack the net to our left. Marner and Karlsson in pursuit. Avalanche using the near boards to get it out to center. Back at his own blue line for Vegas. Coghlan with Korczak. Both righty defensemen. Korczak on the right side. Sends it ahead for Marner. Sends it diagonally left. Howden left corner. Fakes out Burns. Howden to the point. Back and forth with Coghlan. Howden shoots. Tipped out the back door. Kolasar tried to redirect. Just got too much of it. And from the far side corner, Colorado gets the puck through center. Pushed in by Jack Drury, but he had to swim around Drury, around Coghlan did Drury. The Knights get it through center. Dowd kicks it along. Cole Smith to Kolasar. He dumps it in, clanks around. Clockwise all the way to the right point. Anderson shoots. Knocked down. Loose in the right circle. Puck goes into the far corner. Dowd along the right boards. Dowd couldn't hold it in. Malinsky chips it out. Colton collects. Enters the Vegas zone left wing. Shoves it right. Dowd on the back check. Intercepts. Pass intended for Brock Nelson. Dowd approaching the red line. Tried to sneak it forward to Cole Smith. They couldn't get it all the way in, but they did send it far enough so players could get off. Colorado counters. Dump it on the right from Lehkonen. McNabb behind his net. Angles it out to the right point. Not out of the zone. McCarr shot blocked. Vegas gets it again. Hurdle forward to the glove of Stone. Now sticks it left from the neutral zone. Sissons dumps it in. Under 13 minutes to go, 3rd period. Golden Knights trying to clinch a spot in the Stanley Cup final for the 3rd time in 9 seasons. And the 2nd time in 4 seasons. Vegas right to left. Sissons leading Hurdle, who had the game winner 2 days ago in Game 3. Hurdle decked back behind the net. Fans do not like it on a hard hit by Kadri. Hurdle on his knees, the puck beneath him. The fans groaning. Puck not moving now. The officials stop play. Hurdle appears to be okay, but he goes after Kadri. And the fans like that.
Yeah, Kadri got him right in the head. I don't know how there's not a penalty called here.
Hurdle looks to be okay. He's up and skating. He stayed on the ice more so because the puck was beneath him rather than any after effects of injury. Hurdle had his back to the glass and Kadri went head on.
Actually,
Hurdle.
He gets his shoulder. He doesn't get his head. It's actually not an illegal check.
There will be an offensive zone draw following the timeout. 12:18 to go in the 3rd period. Both sides want explanations with reference to potential penalties, but none will be assessed. In the game, only 3 penalties, 2 against Colorado, 1 against Vegas. There have been no power play goals in the game so far. 12:18 to go in the 3rd period. Knights 1, Colorado 0. A win sends them to the final. Presented by Lee's Discount Liquor. This is the Stanley Cup Playoffs on the Vegas Golden Knights Radio Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the rewards program that loves it when you date night. Bet the perfect parlay. Lounge poolside. Ooh, shiatsu. Bottle service. Yeah, hit me. Shop till you drop. And then some. Earn and redeem on countless amazing experiences at MGM Resorts. This is MGM Rewards. Why be a guest when you can be a member? Visit MGMRewards.com for more. Earning and redemption limitations may apply to certain purchases in certain states.
Welcome to Win City, where a hat trick means more than just 3 goals in a hockey game. It's also when you reach 3 goals in life. You make the perfect souffle. You graduate with that diploma. You land your dream job.
For the hat trick, what a play!
Another great play is scoring the official credit card of the Vegas Golden Knights with exclusive perks and benefits for VGK fans. See if you pre-qualify at CreditOneBank.com. Terms apply. Credit One Bank, for what's ahead.
At Access, we believe that music and sports are best enjoyed live and in person. That's why we're passionate about providing fans with tickets to the hottest sporting events and concerts around the world, including right here in Vegas. The Access ticketing app is safe, simple, and secure, and you can find it in the App Store for iOS or the Google Play Store for Android. Or visit us at Access.com to find tickets to your next unforgettable live experience. That's AXS.com. Access, your ticket to Las Vegas.
Back to the Stanley Cup playoffs with Dan Duva and Gary Lawless.
Golden Knights 1, Avalanche 0, 12:18 to go in the third period. Colorado has been limited to 15 shots on goal. They went 17 and a half minutes without a shot and just one so far here in the third period, facing elimination. They win a neutral zone faceoff. Colorado going left to right. Bank pass by McCarr. Does get all the way in. Theodore back. Check to the corner boards after he steered it behind. Battle for the puck in the trapezoid. Marner and McNabb for the Knights. McNabb ties up Natchez, so Theodore can corral the puck. Rips it out to the far side of center. William Karlsson dumps it in. Around it goes counterclockwise. Left corner. Hounded in pursuit. McCarr in his way. McKinnon backhands it around. Then Taves using the far glass gets it through center. It'll go all the way in, and that group of Avalanche changes. Knights retrieve. McNabb out there with new forwards coming on now. Top line for Vegas. Eichel, Barbashev, and Dorothea. Instrumental in the victory Friday. All 3 Vegas goals came in the third period, and it was that line to produce them all, erasing what was a 1-0 Colorado lead for much of the game. Knights send it in. This is icing against Vegas. 11:23 to go. This area is feeling a little bit like Game 2 with being only down by 1 for Vegas, but Carter Hart really keeping the Golden Knights in it so that they could get that third period comeback. Here it's a little bit different. They've got the 1-0 lead, but Carter Hart once again stupendous.
It might feel that way for Colorado. Blackwood has kept them in it.
From the draw, Burns a drive, blocked. Up and out of play. Ivan Barbashev sails out. Stop the blast from Brent Burns. No goals in the playoffs for the veteran.
Yeah, Vegas is dominant in the shot clock. They're dominant in attempts. They're dominant in high danger chances. 1-0. It's a 1-goal game right now. And Mackenzie Blackwood has been a huge story for the Avalanche. Their best player.
Jack Eichel tied the game at 9:15 of the third period in Game 2. Then Barbashev just a couple minutes later put the Knights in front for the first time in game number 2, and then Barbashev the empty netter. Face-off win for the Knights, and after the face-off win, cross-check action there, but no call. Sissons hits the bench, appears to be okay. Eichel steers it away from Burns. Fans want a call, they don't get one. Knights still with the puck in the O-zone. Navigating to the left forwards, Barbashev. Keep the play alive. Bouncer got away from Dorothea. Eichel finds it on the left to the point. Hanifin shoots. Sticked away, and maybe the pad of Blackwood got a piece as well as it was going toward the left post. Rim around goes right. Anderson returns it to the corner. Off Eichel's stick and back behind. And Colorado takes possession in its own zone. 10:40 to go in the third period. Knights leading 1-0. Can punch their ticket to the Stanley Cup Final with a win today. Colorado sends it in. Back goes Dylan Cogman. Rims it around. Mark Stone is there. Protects. Hands it off. Sissons one-hands it through center. Hurdle gives chase. Tied up with Manson. The whole kit and caboodle down to the right corner. Now the puck goes in behind the goal. And a battle on there for it. Stone pulls it away. Backhand pass out high. Korzak coming off a 2-assist game. Sets up Stone curling up top. Cycling left, hands it to Korzak. He goes right. Now Coughlin, a wrist shot over the goal. It's the back of the cage. Two Knights reaching for it. Hurdle and Stone. But it ends up on Waugh's stick. He wipes out. Almost crashed into the referee right corner. Waugh gets up, but it's a turnover. Stone left corner. Out to the line. Coughlin fires off a body in front. Rebound near side. Pitched out by Manson. Rink wide. First man to it, Korzak, who dumps it back in. Knights are keeping it in the offensive zone and not letting the Avalanche to break out with the puck. Landeskog, an errant pass. Kulak separated from the puck by Marner. Now Lehkonen sends it up the boards. Almost another turnover. And then, fanning on the puck. Manson, he turns it over. Theodore grabbed it at the Vegas line. Knights coming forward. Howden spins off a check. Carlson dumps it to the corner. It ends up in the trapezoid. Off the near boards. Can Colorado clear? Carlson cuts off the bouncing puck. Now it's Natchez to carry through center. Natchez 1 against 2. Drops it off. Landeskog off his stick and back to the neutral zone. Landeskog curling in his own blue. Lefty comes forward. Lifts it high in the air. Gets it into the right corner. McNabb going back to Theodore in the far side corner. Lifts it out to the blue line. It did come to center. And the Avalanche have to clear out. McNabb has the puck in his own end for the Knights. Rink wide left to Theodore. Under 9 minutes to go in the third period of Game 4. The Knights looking to sweep the President's Trophy winners. 1-0 Vegas. Mark Stone, the captain, the only goal of the game, as the Knights lead it 1-0 into the final 8.5 minutes. Vegas gets it in. Taves starts the breakout. Pass goes rink wide right, carried into the offensive zone. Parker Kelly, fourth line winger. Into the middle for Devon Taves, the defenseman. He shoots, blocked away by Hart. Just a second shot this period for Colorado. From the left wing, puck goes in behind Kimi Ranta, who had a clutch tying goal against Vegas as a Dallas Star in the 2020 Western Conference Final. Now as a fourth line winger for these Avalanche. Dowd in his own end with Anderson. Now Kolasar there as well. Kolasar lifts it in the air. It'll go into the spot between the benches occupied by our friend Ray Ferraro, broadcasting the game for ESPN. 8 minutes to go, third period. Knights in the lead 1-0. We will step aside, and when we come back, we'll get closer to this stretch run. Not all that much happening so far here in the third period. The Knights doing their best to keep the Avs in their own zone. Just 2 shots this period for Colorado, needing to tie the game to keep their season going. Presented by Lee's Discount Liquor, it's the Stanley Cup Playoffs on the Vegas Golden Knights Radio Network.
Your Vegas Golden Knights try to elevate hockey to an art form. Similarly, the team at Toshiba America Business Solutions empowers the art of business with award-winning copiers, printers, document management solutions, and digital signage that help you engage and delight your customers. As an official partner of the Vegas Golden Knights, Toshiba America Business Solutions works overtime to make you and your documents look good. And with the best service in town, you'll never find your business in the penalty box. Look for us at business.toshiba.com. Toshiba, official partner of the Vegas Golden Knights.
Ouch! Checked from behind. Man, that's gotta hurt. I'd hire Morgan & Morgan if I were them. What? Yeah, Dan, America's largest injury law firm. They serve up justice, ice, cold, law. Know what I mean? I guess. Their gloves come off when they fight for you. Okay. I'm talking a settlement slap shot. Shouldn't we be talking about the game? Yeah, Dan, Morgan & Morgan.
Official partner of the Vegas Golden Knights. Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Reliable service and a brand you can trust. Visit OneShopRoofShop.com. Commercial or home, we can do what you need. Helping build this community. Big or small, there's nothing we can't do. We're the most preferred roofer and we're here for you. Reliable service and a brand you can trust. Visit OneShopRoofShop.com.
Back to the Fortress for more Stanley Cup playoff action.
Under 8 minutes to play in Western Conference Final Game 4. Thanks for joining us tonight, everybody. Dan Duva, Gary Lawless. High above ringside at T-Mobile Arena. A place that has never seen its home team clinch a conference championship. Both times the Knights did it on the road. Game 5 in Winnipeg, Game 6 in Dallas. If they win today, it'll be the first time they clinch a conference championship at the Fortress. 1-0 with under 8 minutes to go. Fight for the puck is deep in the Vegas zone. It goes out high to Burns. Across to the right, there's McCarr. Shoots, deflected off the right side of the goal, and then Hart got knocked into the side of the net. No call. Vegas gets the puck out of the zone. Eichel gets to the puck. Dorofeev trailed by Eichel. Dorofeev got tripped up and no call. Burns rims it around. Kadri after it in front of his bench for the Avalanche. Kadri coming ahead, scored one of the goals for Colorado in the first period of Game 3. Knights erased that 3-0 deficit and win it 5-3. Biggest comeback in playoff history. Blackwood turns it over after it was stolen on the right by Howden. His rink-wide pass got tipped out. Picked up by Theodore on the deflection in his own zone. Forward to Marner. Looks across to the right wing side. Pursuit on the forecheck by Howden. Taves sets up Natchez for the breakout. Kicked through the neutral zone and lost by the Avalanche. Carlson picks it up for the Knights and ladles it deep on the right corner boards. Carlson headed off in the midst of a line change brought to you by William Hill. Second line heads off. Third line comes on. Stone, Sissons, and Hurdle. Imagine that. These three players on the third line. That's where the Knights are at this stage of the postseason. Ultra balanced. And each line can bring something different. Knights send the puck in without icing. Kulak retrieves. Sets up Manson on the forward pass right wing. Colton gets it all the way in. 6:10 to go, third period. Knights lead 1-0 in Game 4 of the conference final. Stone hammered it. The glass in his own zone, but he got the forward pass to Hurdle. 1-against-1, faking out two players. Now joined by Kolasar, hits the referee's skate. Hurdle backhands it in front. Redirect. It goes wide and into the left corner. Attempt to redirect it on goal by Dowd, but Kulak defended him well. Dowd gets it up top. Coughlin. Score! The fortress erupts! 2-0 Golden Knights with 5:45 to go in Game 4. Coughlin shot it from out high. Cole Smith tipped it in front. The Knights have a 2-goal lead. So close to clinching a berth in the final. Coughlin, who played only 3 regular season games for the Knights this year. The first goal of this series, an assist last game, sends the puck down the slot. Cole Smith, a deadline acquisition, redirects the shot from Coughlin through the 5-hole of Blackwood. Smith's third goal in this postseason, and he gives the Knights the insurance they were looking for since Stone scored 5 minutes into the game. 2-0 Knights, under 6 minutes to go in the third.
Fourth line just went to work, Dan. They waged battle. One puck kept it alive, and then a deft little tip.
This defensive pair, Coughlin and Korczak, we'd never seen it until the last handful of games. Coughlin's 8th career playoff game and his second assist in as many games. Cole Smith in his 20th career playoff game, and that's the duo to get this insurance goal. Colorado coming ahead. Natchez shoots, blocked by McNabb. Taves has the rebound behind the Knights goal. We'll keep an eye on the netminder, Mackenzie Blackwood to our left. The chant is "Go Knights Go" from the Fortress faithful. 5 minutes away from reaching the Stanley Cup final. William Karlsson at center. Looks right for Marner. Off his stick at the line. Karlsson sends it in off the high glass behind Blackwood. Now the fans, many of whom have not sat down since the insurance goal from Cole Smith, offering as much encouragement as they can at this stage. Point shot save. Carter Hart down in the butterfly stops Sam Malinsky. And with every stop for Carter Hart, fans hoping he could preserve that goose egg along with the victory. The last time that the goal, oh, look out, Kolasar finds a loose puck in front, and his shot turned away by Blackwood. The only other sweep in Golden Knights history was their first playoff series ever. Malinsky comes in and shoots, Hart another save! Took that one off the chest, maybe near the collar. On the right wing, drive from defenseman Sam Malinsky. In 2018, Vegas' first ever playoff series. They had 2 1-0 victories. Shutouts by Marc-Andre Fleury. The only goal in Game 1 was for Shea Theodore. And the only goal in the clincher was from Braden McNabb, a 1-0 shutout for Fleury in the first ever playoff series clinching win. And since then, a handful of other shutouts in series clinchers. But Carter Hart, so far, no shutouts here in the postseason for the Golden Knights. Colorado dumps it in. 3:15 to go. Hart knocks it down behind his goal. McNabb rims it near boards. Hurdle for Eichel. Gains the red and dumps it in left wing. Knights changing personnel. Eichel joined down low on the near boards. Dorothea. Eichel again. Centering try. Knocked away. And now the chant here is "We want the cup" from the Fortress faithful. 3 minutes to play. Colorado coming ahead. Lead pass off the stick of Colorado defenseman Brett Kulak, who has faced the Knights twice in the postseason as an Oiler. Knights get it once more. Eichel lifts it out off the sidewall near the Colorado bench. And the crushing weight of the President's Trophy has deflated the Colorado bench. Several players looking down at their feet on the Colorado side. Avalanche dump it in. Hart once again knocks it down. 2.5 minutes to play in Game 4. The Knights can clinch the Western Conference Championship for the third time. In goes William Karlsson. Gets it deep on the right wing. Here's Kel McCarr countering for Colorado. 1-on-2. Puck gets knocked down. Swept away by Theodore. Out to the left wing, Kadri. Now a 6-on-5 for the Avalanche. Blackwood on the bench and a rebound shot. Score! Deflected in front. And Colorado has its first goal of Game 4 with 2:03 remaining. It's not over yet. And Carter Hart's bid for a shutout comes to a close after nearly 58 minutes of hockey. And that puck deflected on its way toward the goal and narrowly stayed under the crossbar on a chip by Natchez and a redirect at the left side of the net.
And Colorado, they just got the goalie out. And this is a great tip. Is it Landeskog? I believe so it is. He gets into the lane and, yeah, he just knocks it down. And it bounces right in front of Carter Hart and then rises up above him. The goalie will stay out even for the draw. No, actually he's not. He's coming out. 2:03 left. 1-goal margin.
So the anxiety returns.
Oh, yeah.
With 2:03 to go. 2-1 Knights. Landeskog's 6th of the playoffs, 3rd of the series, and 2nd in as many games. Colorado gets the draw. Blackwood to the bench. Whereas the Knights secured Game 3 with an empty net goal, as they did also earlier in the series. Couple empty netters in this series. Knights get it from their own zone. Theodore pitches it out. It bounces into the Colorado end. New players coming on for the Knights. 1:40 to go. Landeskog with the goal to make it interesting. Kadri now another try just wide. Natchez missed the left post on a somewhat broken play. Natchez to the line, McCarr. Righty defenseman. Scanning. Feeding left. Eichel defending on the far side. Natchez left wing. One-timer save. Carter Hart with the blocker to his right. Puck up the boards. Natchez tried to keep it in. Could not. Tipped out. It's Howden. Backhand shot will go wide. And it will be an icing with 1:07 to go. Brett Howden with 3 game winners this postseason. 10 goals overall. Tied with Dorothea for the league lead. Off target on the long distance backhand drive. And Colorado will use its timeout with 1:07 to play. Howden was about 5 feet shy of the red line, but was feeling the pressure of Natchez, so he had to get rid of it to ensure he could get the puck off his stick.
It's not bad timing when you know you have your timeout to give here. You don't want to ice it if you can. You want to score, obviously, if you can. But now the timeout, everybody out there is going to be fresh.
Go-ahead goal for Cole Smith. Dylan Coghlan and Nick Dow the assist at 14-15. And as it stands right now, that would be the winner because Gabriel Landeskog, after 58 minutes of hockey in Game 4, scored Colorado's first goal of the night. 6th of the playoffs. Natchez and Kadri assisted. 17-57. And so the Knights must once again survive one of the best offensive teams of this generation. 298 goals, leading the NHL. And so good, plus 43 in third periods during the regular season. This Colorado club can score. They've got McCarr even if he's not 100%. They've got McKinnon, even if he's not 100%. And 100-point performer in Marty Necas, too. And their veteran captain, Gabriel Landeskog, who scored the goal moments ago. After the timeout, 1:07 to go. Eichel wins the draw for the Knights. McNabb cranks it around the boards. Kadri can't stop it. It'll go all the way down and be another icing. 1 minute to go in the third period. Final minute brought to you by Credit One. Knights 2, Avalanche 1 in Game 4. If the Knights hold on, they go to the Stanley Cup Final.
Eichel dug in there. Dan did a great job on the draw. Now the Avalanche want to go to the other side.
Jack has won 10 out of 14 draws today. Eichel will take this one against Nathan McKinnon. Two of the most dynamic players of this era. Right circle draw. Carter Hart watches to his left with a minute to go. Tie up off the draw. Puck deflects away from McNabb to McCarr at the right point. He keeps it in. He'll limit behind. Nelson. Stick loose by Hanifin. Left corner, it's McKinnon. Hanifin blocks it. Marner tries to clear, cannot. Colorado holds it in. Shoved right. Here's Kadri. Threw it back to the left. McKinnon with Necas. Hanifin defended. And then Eichel helping out. Going after McKinnon. Trying to fake back and forth. Eichel locks him up. Down to 30 seconds. Intercepted in the slot. Howden to Marner. Out to center. He pitches it in, but avoids the icing. Down to 25 seconds. Here comes Necas once more. Knocked away by Stone! Puck stays in the Colorado end with 20 seconds. McCarr retrieves. Stone fronting the breakout. Stone stick knocked from his hands. Gets a fresh one from the bench. Entry denied by Colorado. McCarr has the puck with 9 seconds. Colorado can't get it in. At center ice, Eichel banks it in. This one will go to the final seconds. And this one is a home ice clincher. For the first time in franchise history, the Knights clinch the Western Conference at T-Mobile Arena. For the third time in 9 years, they're going to the Stanley Cup Final. Every year there's something new. And here it is again. A 6-game winning streak for the Golden Knights. Tying the longest in club history. All on the back of Carter Hart. Twice the Golden Knights have met the Colorado Avalanche in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Both times Colorado had won the President's Trophy, #1 team in the regular season. And both times the Knights prevail in the Stanley Cup playoffs. They win Game 4, 2-1, the second sweep in Golden Knights playoff history. Mark Stone, the first goal. Cole Smith, the eventual game-winning goal. The Knights defeat Colorado 2-1. They take the series in 4, and they will play in the Stanley Cup Final against Montreal or Carolina. The Flamingos litter the ice at the Fortress. The handshake line has begun, led by the captain, Mark Stone. Scoring the first goal today, the only first-period goal for the Knights in this series. The captain returned after missing 5 games, scored the first goal in the huge comeback in game number 3, and the first goal in today's victory in game 4. McKinnon and Marner embrace teammates on Team Canada. Two of the best in the National Hockey League meeting in the playoffs for the first time. Naturally, a lot of focus on those huge performers in the regular season. But in the postseason, it's not so much about the points. It's about the wins. Carter Hart shown on Nitron. Here's a raucous ovation from the capacity crowd at T-Mobile Arena. Well over 18,000 in attendance to watch the Golden Knights win the Western Conference Championship here on this Tuesday night, May 26th, 2026. No team since 2018, when the Knights played their first postseason, have found more success. No team has won more games. No team has reached the Stanley Cup Final more often. And the Knights will play for the Stanley Cup for the third time in their history. Losing to Washington in 2018, winning against Florida in 2023. Can they capture their second Stanley Cup here in their 9th season.
Kelly McCrimmon changed his coach with 8 games left in the regular season, and John Tortorella has come in here.